everybody! It's our Tuesday night group stream. Normally we get together on Tuesday nights to just hang out. There's no stress, just playing games, good time.
Tonight there's stress.
Tonight there's stress. Ugh. Because Kyle Bossman and Mike Huber aren't here. But also, no, they will not be joining us this evening for these awards. Ben Moore will be joining us very shortly. But we are here today because this is the first group stream following E3 2019 to discuss our awards for E3 in 2019. We only have a couple, but there's a lot of games to go through. Our categories are Best Trailer, Best Original Game, meaning best game that, not best game necessarily that premiered at E3, but a best new, like a new IP, a new original property. You brought up a great point. Cyberpunk obviously does not apply. Cyberpunk was a thing before this game came out, so totally brand new stuff that we either got to see for the first time at E3 or got to see more of. Best Booth, which I thought might be skipping this year.
Yeah.
But people came out strong with some booths that we might have a clear winner in that category, but it's kind of fun to talk about specifically for those of us. Didn't do a lot of booth tours personally, just kind of ran from appointment to appointment. So nice if people actually took the time to absorb all these booths. Best Gameplay Demo, best time we actually got to see a game in motion. We got a lot of stuff to talk about in that category. Best Press Conference. A very short list of nominees for that. That could be a very quick conversation. Biggest surprise, which of course we're always hungry for during E3, and it'll be fun to talk about after the fact. And then to wrap up the evening, a bunch of packages, and also Best in Show. We got pre-E3 packages, we got post-E3 packages. We got a lot of stuff to open at the end of our stream tonight. So yeah, yes.
If there's like a clear and obvious winner,
yeah,
are we gonna pretend, or are we just gonna say it's this one, obviously?
I say yeah. I say we move on.
Okay.
I say we.
So don't get mad at us.
We got a lot of packages to open.
Are we gonna try to whittle lists down, or are we just gonna?
Sure. Specifically, I think original game and gameplay demo are like our two big, dense categories. But we'll get to those in a second.
Okay. Because
it's time to talk about trailers. Yeah. No, it's not time to talk about trailers. Oh no, my heart. Oh, it's almost time to talk about trailers. I just shot an episode of Trailer Jones, so I did get my trailer discussions out of the way. Starring Michael Damiani and Daniel Bloodworth. Look forward to that as soon as possible on youtube.com/easyallies. But before we get going and handing out awards, Damiani, what do we got?
Yeah,
You're not mic'd, are you?
What's up?
Are you mic'd?
Oh, I am Mike.
Nice.
Chat, I'm pretty sure chat's hearing me.
Mike is mic'd.
They heard me call you out on the start that we're not talking about trailers there.
Nice.
I just took his camera away. He just never ever switches to himself.
Yeah. Well, we were in the other room. Maybe.
They're all saying no mic.
It's the room.
Wait, no mic.
Is the channel off?
No, channel 5. Hi, can you hear me? I turned on 6 just in case.
No mic.
Oh, no mic. Jones was right.
Jones was right.
Jones
was right. Always right.
We have a sponsor.
Stand by.
It's a sponsor you should know about.
Stand by.
It's a sponsor you should hear about.
How you doing, chat?
I can just let him know.
Low?
Thanks for being here.
What's the...
You can sign it to me.
Testing. Testing.
Now I am deaf.
Chat.
Wait, what from too distant to now they're
What's
deaf?
going on?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Everyone, someone said hi to me and I waved and then like 10
So we worked really hard not to have
No,
audio
mic
tech
off.
issues during E3.
Mic off, mic off.
Once E3's over, so relaxed, you know?
Do this one.
So chill.
Haunts us.
Two. Whatever number that one is. Testing, mic check 1, 2.
I'm pretty well
Making
rested.
sure
How you
this
feeling?
is
You
connected right. Yep, that's
So much.
connected.
There we
Testing.
go. I needed it.
Good. Are we good?
The gain was just way down.
Oh, okay.
There we go, chat.
Thanks, chat.
There we go, chat.
Thanks for
Anyway.
patient.
No game.
Oh, stop it.
Let's get this going. So, as
You're
part
not gonna see him. He refuses to ever be seen.
as part of our continuing partnership with G Kids.
Now this is too loud.
Oh, now it's too
Well,
loud.
turn the gain down, Damiani. It's the white one on the top.
And it's for this one. There we go. Turned it down just a little bit. There we go. Anyway, as part of our continuing partnership with G Kids for the Studio Ghibli Fest 2019, next up on the docket is Whisper of the Heart. We'll be giving away a pair of tickets for this film later on this evening. It'll be in theaters July 1st and 2nd. And if you're not familiar with this film, a little synopsis here. It's from the creators of My Neighbor Totoro and the Academy Award-winning Spirited Away. Studio Ghibli, you should know them very well. After a chance encounter with a mysterious cat sends Shizuku, a quiet schoolgirl, on a quest for her true talent, she teams up with Seiji, a boy determined to follow his dreams and enchanted by the Baron, a magical cat figurine who helps her listen to the whispers of her heart. Shizuku embarks on a life-changing adventure that takes her beyond the boundaries of her imagination. This beautiful tale based on a screenplay from Hayao Miyazaki will delight and amaze audiences of all ages. We'll throw a link in a chat to see showtimes. Please make sure that you can actually check out one of these showtimes before you enter later this evening for a chance to win a pair of tickets. There you go. Thank you very much, and let's get on with the awards now.
Yeah. We lost Brandon.
Award.
We lost Brandon!
Foods.
Brandon's getting
Where'd he
food.
go?
This is his category too.
Yeah, it's Jones category.
We lost.
Instead, we can probably just say
Didn't read the
let's
name.
Let's do the best Studio Ghibli film of
Yeah.
E3 2019.
E3?
E3.
That's right.
Nino Kuni remastered.
Yeah,
Oh, sure.
Nino Kuni remastered
Actually,
takes that home.
Wow.
No, well, we can run down the trailers at least that he wrote. There's Banjo-Kazooie and Smash Brothers,
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077,
Woo!
Deathloop,
Yay.
Final Fantasy VII Remake,
Wow!
Ghostwire Tokyo,
Yeah.
and a sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is in development or something like
More
that.
Zelda!
Hell yeah.
That's the closest we have for that title is a sentence.
I hope that's what the final title ends up being. More Zelda!
More Zelda.
Woo.
I'd be like, all right.
Alright, I'll take it.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's funny, I mean, because as Brandon said, we just got done shooting Trailer John, so we just talked about 3 of these.
Skatebird snub? I like the Skatebird trailer.
Skatebird?
That's sick. I don't know if it's the best, but
Skatebird.
I love Skatebird.
Blood's just far away from the mic. It's
Yeah, I'm a little far.
It's okay.
I bet I know what's
Someday
going
we'll
on.
get more.
We'll see.
Which do you think is gonna win? I'm curious.
But if I say it, then it'll
Spoilers.
tilt the thing.
You'll
Tilt the whole conversation.
Tilt the scales.
you'll change the result by
Well,
changing
what
the
7 is
points.
kind of weird,
Why
right?
don't you on the couch?
Well, I gotta be on
Oh,
Blood's
okay.
doing crap.
Okay.
7 is weird because I'm like, what is the specific trailer? Because they kind of had multiple.
During
things
the
going on.
Square Enix press conference.
And it was
Not the
pretty sweet.
gameplay, but the
No,
one
oh,
before
oh,
that.
right.
The Tifa trailer.
The
Yeah.
Tifa
Right.
trailer. That was pretty hype.
Okay. But there was a trailer before.
There was like
that,
the gameplay
right?
breakdown.
There was
Got it.
just a shorter version
Before
of that
that.
same trailer at the concert.
Correct.
And then they played it again with more stuff and then Tifa at the thing.
What do you think, Brandon?
It's tough because my heart says Cyberpunk, but they won last year. So it's like
That's okay.
I'm resistant to. There's something in my brain that's like, you're not working hard enough, you know, and it's just like, ah, damn it, like this, you know, you kind of have like the best of both worlds where you have like, you know, something Banjo-Kazooie level of just such a shock surprise that then was not only like, you know, as silly potentially as Keanu is, because I've been like, I was talking about this on Trailer Jones, like I'm really digging deep to be like, why am I really excited about that? You know, like, am I excited
Sure.
beyond just like, ah, that's weird? You know, and like, he does strangely fit that franchise. Like, when I saw the demo, he was very prevalent in the demo, so it wasn't just like Keanu showed up at the press conference and then that was it. And it was just a very, I thought it was an interesting contrast to what they showed last year because they were so focused on the city and you got, you know, a view of so many different types of ways to live in the city, and then in this they're like, no, here's your protagonist, which obviously you can customize and you can pick, you know, gender and everything, but you know, what if it was this specific person playing out that story that you saw beginning in the E3 trailer that we showed last year, with characters that you saw last year dying now in this trailer. So before we've even gotten a chance to play this game, you were already kind of knocking off your best friend, and so it's interesting to see like when this takes place. And I like that you kind of, it has that moment of him coming back where he's like about to black out and he's like, no, and then fights back but still loses. It raises a question that I actually don't really remember coming up in the demo with, like, he ports out to another body. It's like he's not even here. It's kind of his consciousness. That he gets shot by the gold guy and then like wakes up in a dump.
Oh, I think they
And
just threw it-
Silverhand's like, come on, man.
I
like,
think they just threw his body in the dump.
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah,
rest for the
that's all.
wicked. Oh, okay.
This is almost 10 million views.
Damn. Cyberpunk. Don't mess with it.
It's a good trailer, but like, it's pretty straight ahead
Yeah.
as far as trailers go. You know
True.
what I mean? It doesn't like. I mean, it's a cool looking game, but as a trailer, like, I guess are we saying the best like thing at being a trailer, the best utility at selling a game, the best like
Yeah,
most surprising moment, or like what are we exactly awarding?
I think it's definitely something that you have to come out of being more interested in the product. You know, certainly, it's tough to compare something like Ghostwire Tokyo or Deathloop to this because we did know about this. So when it is a property returning to E3, that begs the question: okay, what have you brought previously, and where am I now with this project? Like, you could have something that's extremely cool and stylized, but for example, Deathloop like has a really, really fun style to it, but am I excited about this because it's arcane? Am I excited about this because I like shooters? Or am I excited about this because specifically what this trailer is doing? So if you came out of that demo that we saw and you're like, man, I'm so much more excited about Cyberpunk, but then watch this trailer and you're like, whatever, then no, this trailer didn't necessarily do its job.
I mean, for me, the trailer, the Keanu moment was like crazy.
Right.
Before the Keanu moment, this didn't impact my excitement for this game one way or the other because I'm already excited for it. And like the demo, kind of same, So I don't know. The Deathloop trailer was interesting because it's like, as a game trailer, it's sort of weird because I don't really know what kind of game it is.
Right.
It didn't tell me any information.
And
I'm like
is that
sold on
fun
the
and
concept.
mysterious, or
right,
is that
right.
like, I needed a little bit more?
Right.
Kind of same thing with Ghostwire.
What's interesting to hear to me about the Cyberpunk trailer, and it's, I feel kind of similar to where like it didn't excite me in the same way. But what's interesting is that it's kind of, it feels like this is a moment from the game. This feels like it's like coming almost directly after stuff that we saw in last year's gameplay demo.
Yeah.
And yet it's not gameplay. Like, it's all very clearly a trailer.
Yeah.
Like, dramatizing this in a way that's not quite the way it's going to look when you play it.
That is actually something that I kind of like about it, is how it feels like it's sort of continuing the trailers and the story from last year. I don't know.
That's a good point.
Just an interesting
Oh,
touch.
okay.
I think for me, like, it's funny, it was a year of so many CG trailers. Like,
Yeah,
not
there
as
were
many
tons of CG
gameplay trailers.
trailers.
And for me, it's like, the story is not the thing I'm excited about for Cyberpunk. The thing I'm excited about for Cyberpunk is getting to kind of like go around and do whatever I want. And like a trailer about the story, it's awesome. I already know that Cyberpunk worlds are cool.
Right.
Show me doing weird stuff, but that's hard to make in a compelling trailer, I know, so it's like,
Yeah. So moving on to Deathloop. This I think is kind of, as I mentioned on Trailer Jones, I think this is the most stylized in terms of like, I almost think this was storyboarded, where like a lot of stuff's not, a lot of stuff like that Final Fantasy VII trailer was not storyboarded.
Right.
Like that was just like the footage they had, and they ran that through an edit, and maybe some producer came along and was like, wait, don't show that shot, and okay, they took it out, replaced it with something else. Where this definitely frame by frame by frame has a very particular style to it, and has just like the Ghostwire trailer has a lot of narration in it, and that can be, as any good screenwriting class will tell you, like, don't get into that unless you're really confident that you can do it well, because good narration really helps fill in the blanks, and bad narration is very frustrating to listen to.
Well, it's funny because this was a good example of two characters trading off back and forth dialogue, whereas that other one, what was it?
State of Decay.
State of Decay was a horrible example of that.
What was that other one? State of Decay.
It is funny to me.
It leaves the room. It's disgusting.
You even pulled that because I had no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
So like, look at that. The style. Damian, sorry, is chat seeing what we're saying?
Yeah,
Damian's rolling.
I just didn't want to say things like, look at that, if they couldn't.
Look at it.
Right. I think
Well,
they're watching a different feed of it.
Yeah.
But
It
You're watching
loses
my
style.
Yeah.
yeah, but is it, I again, because it's storyboarded, I think they're giving us exactly what they intended to. But is that enough? That's kind of like my one question. It's
Sure.
like, boy, I don't know how this game is played. And
Right,
is that,
right.
wow, it could be anything, or I wish I knew. Like, even like a third person to first person, like, would be nice, I guess. Like, it's kind of hard
Like,
to...
If it turned out Deathloop was like an isometric turn-based game. Like, would you be disappointed based on that trailer?
Right.
I'm not saying that that's what it is, but it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Deathloop is one of the strongest just in terms of, you know, when we were doing Trailer Jones, like I just started noticing like the use of color throughout.
Oh,
And everything.
like cinematically,
Yeah.
probably easily the best. Maybe Breath of the Wild gives it a run, but like, yeah. And I mean, Ghostwire Tokyo had some dope stuff in it.
That was the one that I thought was the most
Well,
interesting, honestly.
yeah.
Especially if you consider it just in a vacuum of not sitting thinking what we've seen before, knowing anything about the games and stuff like that. Just in terms of the general vibe and the mood they set up the world and everything about it was like super intriguing. I thought it was the one that attracted me the most to it.
So
I feel so
load of
conflicted
Ghostwire.
about
We're on
Damiani.
Ghostwire, Damiani. The character animations are amazing in this. Like, I know it's CG, but like,
Yeah, very,
they move
eerie.
so well.
The one thing I want to say about Deathloop is it's definitely intriguing and it definitely had a strong style throughout. But in terms of what it was actually representing, it almost seemed like this might feel like a game you've never played before, or it will feel very familiar. Like what it was selling and what it was kind of stylizing, it seemed like it was hinting at this death mechanic and going back in time, but I didn't get a sense of how that would actually be exciting in the game itself.
Right.
And I wish there was something just a little bit more tangible to latch onto, to be like, oh, this is what this game is going to feel like. Whereas all I really got was that these two characters are fighting this war, which is fine, but that's not the most exciting or unique thing on its
I mean, that's interesting because that's kind of what my criticism about Ghostwire is.
Sure.
Is that like I don't feel fear from this. Like I feel like there's weird stuff, there's creepy stuff, but is my
Right.
character like immune to what they do? I don't really like. I just
Right.
feel like
I love that with the noodles.
The
Like,
transition? Yeah, it's cool.
yeah, the transitions in the second half of the trailer are really
Yeah.
cool.
Formal edits, boys.
So yeah, what do you think? Do you likewise need more from Ghostwire as well, or do you like? I don't know. I can't
Yeah,
tell.
it's hard because I'm really looking forward to Ghostwire, but in terms of that one specific trailer in isolation from everything else, it's like it's kind of like she said, spooky.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's not really a lot else to latch onto.
I like it. I mean, it kind of shows you a concept of what's happening. You kind of see what the bad guys are. It's like you kind of get a sense of what it all entails, and it gives you, and it's specific enough. I mean, more specific in a way, I would say, than Deathloop in
Yeah.
terms of like what it's going to be like. But
That pan
I actually had the thought, it reminds me of Souls trailers almost, in that we get a lot of villains, we get a lot of monsters. There's a lot of like, you're gonna have to fight me,
Yeah.
you know, like
Right.
you know, introductions.
Yeah, sure.
And I really dig that in that, you know, and I think that's what edges out Ghostwire a little bit for me, is kind of like the background of Deathloop is very, like, there's not a lot of stakes there. You know, you even kind of see people being like, I headshotted this dude, you know, so like, it almost seems like really the two of them that like know what's going on. It was kind of like Escape from New York, like everyone on this island just doesn't care.
Right.
And it's really just the two of them, for some reason, have this like unending beef with each other. And so kind of not knowing what that is, or really like what the stakes are to win against, you know, it's like, how does he just keep that? Does he kill her 100 times and then he wins? Or,
Right.
you know, but whereas, you know, Ghostwire to me kind of, you know, sets up more of, you know, maybe not stakes specifically, but like I get a little bit more of a sense of like what gameplay is going to be like, and you know, kind of like the plight of the protagonist. And but Blood brings up a good point. It's hard to tell. Like, is he one of them? Is he a lone wolf? Is he part of some secret organization?
Ghostwire, though, I think the most visually beautiful of all of them. Like, I mean, which is not really fair because it's just like a really good CG, but
Right.
it's like the lighting and effects and like reflections and stuff is just really good.
And it's based on a real place. I think sells Tokyo really well.
Yeah.
And I was hearing you, and then I wanted to say, but have you seen Final Fantasy VII Remake? But then the evaluating, I guess, just the trailer, it's hard for me because it's hard to distinguish, like, is this trailer just awesome on its own, or is my excitement based on my history with this game
Right.
and how much I love it?
I mean, the one thing, and I'm watching the Final Fantasy VII trailer now, and
We all are. We switched
well,
to
I'm
it
just letting
randomly.
Damiani.
Yeah.
Damiani's not. So.
Yeah, because you guys were talking about Ghostwire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we're quick.
Let's
then
just like
they'll-
randomly
yeah.
switching to new things.
I'm just responding to what's on screen.
Yeah. But I think the one thing that Final Fantasy VII has going for it is it needs to prove itself in terms of gameplay, and it's doing that.
Yeah.
And
I think it
a
did
lot
that
of
in
these
the-
others aren't really. What's that?
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. I think it did that in the demo they showed after the trailer. The trailer, I was like, okay, this is looking cool, but it wasn't until they showed that demo where they showed like the time freezing, where I was like, oh damn, they're
Right.
really going for it.
But
And like
actually
having
would
seen that
argue-
now,
so
I can
good.
see that in this.
I would actually
Good
argue that
shots.
forgetting the gameplay demo, if you just look at the trailers, the gameplay is the most convincing in this trailer.
Yeah.
Out
Of all the
of
trailers,
all the
for
trailers.
sure, yeah.
Oh, they sell it, baby.
And just
But
the
I mean,
fact
like,
that you
I
see
think-
walking around
Mhm.
Midgar and everything.
Show the
Right.
train,
It
dude.
just
show
sells
some
the scale
character
so well. This
moments.
trailer, like how much bigger everything is gonna be. Like it's
For
that
me
opening shot
personally-
does such a good job of that. I like rewatched the opening CG at the beginning today. It looks so small. Like I was trying to say, oh, can I see the little streets and stuff? Like they're barely noticeable. And in this opening shot, it's just like
original?
it's massive. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That's such a good.
Yeah,
bump.
zoom
Well,
out.
I said this in one of the streams, but like this shot, they're seeing a different timing than us, but the original zoom out shot in the original '97 version
Yeah.
blew my mind. Like as a kid, I was like, oh my god! And then the same zoom out shot in this trailer did kind of the same thing.
Well, that's
And
that's
to do that
something-
in 2019 is pretty amazing.
That's something that I really like about this trailer, just watching it again, is how when they choose to just go all in and be like, hey, do you remember this? Like, you know, the iconic shot with Cloud, the zoom out shot that you mentioned at the end.
Yeah.
It works really well, but they're constantly bouncing between brand new things and reminding you of what was already great in Final Fantasy VII. And so there's a really good kind of artful balance here where they're not just constantly pandering. Like, they're clearly showing that this game can stand on its own and has a lot of new ideas coming to it. But when they do go in, it's really smart. It's just not all the time, which I like.
It's a pretty good trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know I love it.
And then, yeah, moving on to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel. Are we calling it Breath of the Wild sequel or Breath of the Wild 2? What's the consensus on the line?
Sequel.
It calls it
Sequel.
Breath of the
Part
Wild.
two.
sequel.
I'm calling it.
Well, this
All
isn't on.
Zelda.
Nintendo doesn't have this clipped out as its own trailer.
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah,
I'm looking for it.
it's Link. It's Rainbow Links.
That's,
I like
that's,
that just
that's
immediate
we're on game
vibe.
trailers.
Oh, I mean, Nintendo has it on their own thing too.
Oh, I looked
Like,
for it. I just saw the direct.
Yeah, 100% is there. I promise.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it is there.
So yeah, I this had an interesting conversation. Tune in later to the next episode of Trailer Jones. But I'm more excited about this announcement than the actual trailer. I'm actually more excited about the events shown in this trailer than the actual construction of this trailer itself. And it feels like blasphemous to say that because this is such an exciting thing, you know, an exciting project, and certainly a game that I'm gonna sign up for absolute day one. Give it to me now.
Well, it's interesting because it's a sequel, and like we dissected this trailer like
I know, like
several
crazy.
times for like an hour at a time, and like it has hints and things, and like to me, I really like that. I like being able to do that, but that's not super fair to like Deathloop or Ghostwire or whatever because we don't have that history with it. So we can't go in like Ghostwire might be filled with crazy symbolism and secret
Well,
codes.
you know what? I found that there's a Tango GameWorks sign on one of the shops.
Oh, nice.
in Ghostwire.
Yeah.
Oh, funny. Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
That's
I
really,
guess, Brandon, I'd like to hear more of your thoughts on why you don't think it's great as a trailer, because I guess it's just hard for me to understand where, like, considering the objective that this trailer has in mind, I feel like it accomplishes it.
Yeah.
Where it is both reminding us of these characters and of Hyrule, but also giving us plenty of mystery to sink our teeth into, and I think very much alluding to what the structure or gameplay is going to be like. And so I guess I feel like it gives me a lot to chew on, and I don't know what more I would want from it at this point in time.
I think that's the thing, like watching it now as we are with the volume out, you know, and seeing, especially when I was, you know, driving back from E3 and listening to your analysis, just like pouring over all like the specific details, I was like, oh, okay, there's a lot more in here than I had originally, you know, than I had understood originally. But like when I first saw this, you know, like it pops up on screen, I was like, oh wait, what is this? And I think you called Zelda first. Somebody said Zelda right away, and I was
It
like,
was one of us, I'm
and I was
sure.
like, oh, okay, and I'm like, okay, yeah, Zelda. And then we see the two of them, like, okay, sweet, and like, wow, that's Breath of the Wild style, so okay, it's a sequel to Breath of the Wild. And then the second thing we see
But
in the
we're
demo.
fluid.
Yeah, just moving ahead.
Blood stop.
Yeah, look,
and
as
then
long
we
as we're
see-
talking about the trailer, keep that trailer up.
Then we see this, almost like one of the first things we see is like the thing that they're approaching. And so I'm like, oh, cool, they're gonna find that and awaken that guy, and then it happens. You know what I mean? It's that, and the music is so it's kind of like, okay, the energy's kind of low, and then we finally get to it, and then like when they uncover it, it doesn't have like the way I described it in Trailer Jones is kind of this like it doesn't take a breath. It just kind of is like they're going in to find something, and they find something, and we're working on Breath of the Wild 2. And I was like, oh, that was, for as monumental as what I think I'm looking at is, I'm surprised it wasn't kind of set up in a way to maybe like give Zelda like a line of dialogue to lead into it, or like, some of them just kind of big, like a fanfare at the end. It seemed really weird and just kind of zaps the energy to just like, in a weird font, be like, we're working on Breath of the Wild 2. It's like,
but
show
it's
the Zelda logo.
It's a teaser, but like by Nintendo standards, this is like a blowout.
Compared to Breath of the Wild 1, this is like, but yeah, at
compared
this
to
point,
Metroid
yeah,
Prime
yeah, yeah.
4, compared to Animal Crossing,
Yes.
compared to like every announcement we've had in the last like 3 years.
I agree.
Something that you didn't, I guess, mention in that critique, and why that stuff didn't line up for me in quite the same way, is I feel like the focus of this trailer is very much Ganondorf, where we just spent an entire game having Link and Zelda kind of be the focal point and learn about their relationship and that whole quest. And so I think it makes a lot more sense to kind of have him be the highlight and be the energy of the trailer. And if you look at how they present him, first with the hand, and then with the shadow, and then with the eyes glowing up, I think that's all pretty effective, or at least it was effective for me.
Yeah.
Like, the Cyberpunk trailer made me jump up and scream. This one almost made me cry. Because, like, Zelda possibly being playable, that's, like, crazy for me. That's awesome. I mean, if they take that away, I'll be upset, but, this one did it. I don't know. Don, what do you think?
I think this trailer had the most impact, like it's the most exciting, but not at all for what it is. I think this is relying 100% on you knowing, right, what this is. And let's just say you're someone that's not experienced with the first game or whatever.
Right.
Like, this is a cool little sequence, but really, I don't know if it would have much impact at all. But it is clearly like the most exciting, announcement. But on its own, just as the trailer, I mean, without context, I don't know how high that would be up on the scale. So that's the whole thing, though. It's like, yeah, Ghostwire comparing it. I mean, Final Fantasy VII, the thing about that is, even though a lot of, I think, what makes it so exciting is our history, whatever, but even though if you were someone that knew nothing about it, you could still see that trailer, and I think it'd be a brilliant trailer on every front because the gameplay looks excellent, because they show you enough of what's happening in the actual story. So I think it's really effective to almost anyone across the board.
Yeah.
And then Ghostwire,
Those are good
it's hard
points.
because they can't show too much, but it's like, I feel like that's the most intriguing trailer.
I fully agree, and like, you made me think, because like, I was thinking about how I don't like the Banjo-Kazooie trailer as a trailer, but that's probably heavily influenced by the fact that I don't like Smash.
Oh, it's a really fun trailer.
I mean, like, I think it's funny, and the way they do it is really funny, but because the callback to the previous trailer. But yeah, it's really hard to divorce yourself from biases or like expectations in all of these.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, that's one of the things I was thinking too with Ghostwire is like, how much would I care about this if I didn't know it had anything to do with Mikami?
Right.
And so here's the thing, though, is like, I think if you put Final Fantasy VII and Zelda right next to each other just for these trailers, they have probably an equal amount of baggage with them. So then if you just put them like that, toe-to-toe, even with everything that they take with them, I would say Final Fantasy actually is like way.
And even if
than
you
this
compare
trailer.
Final Fantasy Remake's reveal trailer to this trailer, Final Fantasy Remake trailer is like bonkers.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I guess we eliminated this one.
No, to me
No, I
it
don't
actually
think
sounds like we might be down between Final Fantasy VII and Breath of the Wild. Unless anyone, do we want to just do show of hands now? Go through?
I think Ghostwire is a really good trailer too.
Yeah.
I mean,
agree.
I'm a big
vote
fan of Deathloop over Ghostwire.
Yeah, God, I gotta admit, I'm curious what everybody else thinks, because I am I could go across the board. I have so many emotional ties to a lot of these trailers, and yet at the same time, like, it's like, oh, the ending of that Breath of the Wild trailer was weird. Oh, that Cyberpunk trailer won last year. You know, like,
Watching-
oh, we give out so many awards to Smash trailers. You
I
know,
still
like,
think
and
last year's
like,
Cyberpunk is so much better.
Jones didn't
Cool.
nominate Ori. Deal with it.
yeah, it was a good trailer, real short, just very, very, very. That, was short. So that trailer's like 40 seconds long. It's
Yeah.
just a very short trailer.
He's gone.
But it was good.
Watching most of them again and listening to Don, I agree. Man, I think it's Final Fantasy VII. I think that trailer delivers.
I just think it sells the
kind of in every
game
way. Yeah,
really
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Like that's so like Jones is in now, baby.
Oh, and that's one of the other things too. Like you know how the trailer kind of pauses and then it's like Tifa. You're like, oh great,
Right.
you know. It's like
Yeah.
that's kind of what I want that Breath of the Wild trailer to do. I want it to like right before we get to Ganon, like
Yeah.
take a moment of like, whoa, what are we about to do? And then and then it ends. It just kind of like you're a finish. You know, like there's no. Like whatever what it starts doing, it is doing the same exact thing when that trailer is finished. Where like 7 and Deathloop, that you're constantly switching out the
I
pace.
don't know. I
and you're
kind of feel
asking
like that's
questions.
sort of what happens with the castle. But I mean, I know it's
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
as a conclusion, as a button.
What's crazy is like obviously when you think about this Final Fantasy VII remake trailer, probably the most exciting thing is, hey, this is our first look at Tifa in this game.
Right.
But what I really like, and what I feel like a lot of other game trailers fail at, is when they do highlight a character like that, like it's all them. Like you can't. I feel like actually, if you completely remove Tifa from this, there's still a lot to see.
Oh, Aerith in combat.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think is another point in its favor, where it's not just selling one thing; it's selling a whole bunch of things really well.
It's interesting that because like last year I feel like the writing was on the wall with trailer. Like we were all just like we talked about it for a really long time, but
Yeah, I
then
know.
it was like obviously it's Cyberpunk. This year, and maybe this E3 as on the whole is kind of just like everything was all right.
Yeah.
You know, everything was like
Yeah.
the big boys showed up and they were good, but nothing really was like whoa.
In a just for the trailer department, you know.
Well,
it's
kind
like-
of everything, but like, yeah, like for me, like none of these are like the greatest trailer I've ever seen. You know, certainly previous years had way more impactful trailers. But yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy VII had gameplay in it, and besides Smash Bros, none of the other ones did. I mean, I think Zelda Breath of the Wild is like in engine, which is nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah,
like
definitely.
that gives it points for me. I
Totally.
didn't like the Elden Ring trailer actually, Joe Town. But
Yeah, I give it lip service and trailer Jones, but it's like it's pretty short.
to me, it's. I mean, I said this before, but like the point of it was destroyed by leaks, so it was kind of just like a nothing.
The hype
trailer.
moment, sure.
Yeah.
Sounds like Final Fantasy VII Remake has the edge. Anybody want to throw something out in front of Final Fantasy VII Remake? You mentioned it sounded like you were a Deathloop fan.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's between that and Deathloop for me, but it's just because, yeah, I like, I think Deathloop in terms of just like the cinematic aspect and everything that they've got going on with their style is really good, especially for a new IP. But we don't know what that game is. At least we can see, we have a pretty clear idea of what Final Fantasy VII is, but they've also had the benefit of having already done that. They've already had their teaser moment, so now they have to show something that's more fleshed out.
Right.
That Phantasy Star Online trailer represents a lot of hopes and dreams, man.
It's tough because it's like it's kind of a tough competition this year because we've got brand new reveals
Yeah.
up against
Yeah,
things
yeah,
that
yeah.
we've been anticipating for years and years, and we're seeing more of. And
Yeah.
it's like kind of just those two
They are two
camps.
kinds of trailers, really.
And they're necessarily just two very different kinds of trailers.
And then the Cyberpunk thing again. It's a 4-minute story.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not even really a trailer in a
Yeah.
way.
yeah.
It's
Mini
like
story.
Metal Gear level.
It just doesn't seem. It almost just doesn't seem fair. But yeah, I think I would not be mad if 7 Remake got it. Personally,
That's the nicest thing I've ever heard you say about Final Fantasy VII.
I'm gonna play the shit out of that.
That's
All
one
displeasing
of the
me.
best successes of the show is that like, man, am I sold on that game?
Yeah.
And that was a great trailer. Final Fantasy VII Remake, everybody.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Take that, Cyberpunk.
No spite.
But it's weird, and a lot of people brought up like a lot of great recommendations. 12 minutes, of course, Ori, Halo, like. In the Trailer Jones episode, I think I had like over a dozen. I was just like, and even like the Fall Guys trailer. I
Fall
loved,
Guys, yeah.
You know,
Man, fuck
they've
it.
all just running around. Like the last
Guys
guy
is
tries to
very
get the
fun.
crown, and the guy stomps on his head and grabs it, flips out. Like
I don't know how
fun,
or
fun
why I
trailers.
got booked to see Fall Guys, but that was like one
Oh,
of the
you had
genres.
there was an unannounced Devolver game number
Yeah.
1 or something.
Oh yeah, I
I
got
just-
like number 2.
Yeah.
It was really
That's
a
sick.
super
That's gonna be such a
fun
good
moment of
stream.
E3.
Hey Jones, hot take.
Oh.
I thought the Halo trailer was bad.
I think it was
Yeah.
a good. I think well, it's like Cyberpunk. Like they know what this game looks like. You know, like
No, we
but
don't.
I don't know.
I mean,
We
you
don't know
saw
what that game looks like.
You don't know what Halo Infinite looks like?
No,
all
we
the
don't.
all the environment shots we got last year, like 8 new things. We saw the squads and the grenades.
But
and
it's
then we
like,
saw,
I don't know
and
anything
we saw
about- we
warthogs
got-
driving around. Like,
I don't know,
no,
man.
wait, now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they should have done the trailer they did
For
this
Halo,
year.
I need a first person with a gun
Right.
in my face.
I think they thought they were like, last
year
one was
This is for you, blood.
2000, yeah, I think Halo thought 2018 was gameplay focused. It was engine focused. Like it was showing you like how good the next console, how good Scarlet's gonna look. And then they're like, we can't do that again. So we gotta hit him. We gotta make a secondary character to Master Chief that they'll instantly care for more than Locke. I think was the point of that trailer. Was that like, how can you hate this guy? He has a daughter. He's been away from his family for a long time. He rebooted
I
Master
don't
Chief.
care about that guy.
But it's like
I
don't
know,
care
but
about
you
that
can
guy.
tell the trailer wants you to. Like that's the point of
Right.
what they're trying to do.
yeah, but
I
if they
feel
want
like
you
those
to and you
people-
don't, then it didn't work.
It's not on the list. I'm just telling Chad.
Okay.
But I mean, like for me, like I mean, granted, my experience with Halo is limited. I don't dislike Halo. I actually
Right.
quite like the multiplayer. But my experience is entirely in the multiplayer. So yeah, it's like the stuff I want to see in Halo is like the shooting.
Right.
Like I don't care about Master Chief
Yeah.
or some
You want
guy.
to see the frags?
I want to see the frags.
Yeah, I think like last year they just teased like the concept of like what Halo could be and
I
what's
wanna
different
see
about
the
it, and
physics
this they didn't
of
do anything.
you flying through the air after getting hit with my sticky
Yes.
grenade.
Yeah.
How high can you jump a warthog?
I want 30 minutes of Master Chief talking about the power of the cloud.
Let me tell you.
In a chair, just gesturing.
Our spaceship can only
Hey,
handle
guys,
45.
Chief here.
petabytes.
Teraflops. One award down. Now we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 nominees for Best Original Game. So not a game we saw for the first time. This, definitely not the last time we'll probably see a lot of these games, but a game that we did see trailer or gameplay for from the show, and we have never. This is a brand new IP, brand new franchise, not tied to anything. And our nominees, thank you Ben and Ian and Blood for writing these down: Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo, Elden Ring, The Outer Worlds,
Where were the rest of y'all at?
Spiritfarer. You did good picks.
Yeah.
I had nothing to add.
Most of the time I
Yeah,
looked
I
and I
saw
was like,
this
everything
later,
I would
and I
say
was
is
like,
already
oh.
on here.
Where were your trailers at, Ben?
It said
It said on the
Jones
top,
will take
Jones
care of
is
it.
good.
I
We're
see
not
Jones
allowed.
writing.
We
I
are
see
not
Jones
allowed
writing
to
stuff,
nominate trailers.
And it said, "This is Jones's."
Yeah, Jones
Don't
is
touch this
special
category.
boy.
I'll write down specifically that Ben.
Jones
Ben
is
is
a
in charge of
special
original
boy.
game. Way to the Woods, 12 Minutes, Lost Words, Chris Tales, and Control.
Again, to reiterate, these are not games that were
Yeah, these aren't debuts.
debuted at this E3. They're just new IP, not based on anything.
Right.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, they're not sequels.
All right, I'm gonna throw this out there. You guys may not agree with this. I think Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo, Elden Ring will very likely be strong contenders for Best Original Game next year.
Yes.
When we have a lot more information.
I-
Right.
Ben,
I'm
I
not
was gonna-
saying that they're not going to be awesome.
Of course.
I'm just saying like this was just kind of like a hey, we're here.
Yeah.
And we'll obviously get more exciting over time.
I was gonna say the same exact thing. We can take those off the list with 4 words. We don't know enough.
Oh no, Astral Chain, yeah.
Oh, Astral Chain.
Oh, Astral Chain should be on there.
Put it on. Good call, chat.
Thank you.
Ben,
Thanks,
I'm
chat.
totally with you. I just don't know anything enough about the games. Like the idea of an open world George R.R. Martin like
Ooh, carry on.
Right.
game is like really awesome.
Right.
But like I've played Control and it's real good.
Right. Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII won Best Trailer.
So yeah, Control.
Way to the Woods. I don't know what that is.
I don't know
That's
what
the
that is.
deer
Man,
and
it's really frustrating because I
mother
feel
deer
like
and baby
Oh,
if I just could have played Astral Chain at E3,
Yeah.
I got this might have won the category, but it just wasn't.
I would
there.
have pushed back on
The
it.
one with the deer is Way to the Woods?
deer. Correct.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Spiritfarer looks really good.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Spiritfarer is something where I feel like I watched the trailer. It was my first exposure to it. I got a solid understanding of what that game is going to be like, and it felt super new, original,
Oh,
and
Bleeding Edge is a
interesting,
good
and
call.
beautiful.
Bleeding Edge.
Wait, That's the
The Ninja
Theory
Theory
game.
multiplayer game.
the Overwatch with swords.
Yeah.
I think Spiritfarer was.
I mean, just
awesome.
for a long.
Of the ones that
iterations.
we weren't able to play, Spiritfarer
Did you play Control?
I liked a lot.
I did not get to play Control. I
Spiritfarer
really wanted
was
to play
there,
Control.
but it was over Xbox.
To play
I
it?
just
Yeah.
didn't.
Oh man,
have the
Huber
money.
and I played Control this year. I don't know if anybody else did.
I did.
You did this year too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Control is
It's very good.
It's gonna be so
I'm
good.
on the Control hype train for
Yeah.
sure.
I played Lost Words. It's very cute. I think I want to stream it. I mean, I have no illusions that I'll be able to convince all of you that it should be best original game.
I think
But,
we
like,
did
I
forget
think
something else.
It'll be very good.
I do think chat. I just saw it scrolling by in chat. I do think Carrion deserves.
Oh, sure.
to be on
Carrion,
there.
yeah.
Carrion was a lot of fun.
Yeah. If
I-
Brad thinks so.
That was my broth, baby.
Hey yo,
It's cool being
Just-
a space monster.
just throwing this out there. In my mind, it's
Broth.
down. It's down between Chris Tales, Control, and Astral Chain, probably.
What about Outer Worlds?
Outer Worlds, I think, is really high up there. To me, Outer Worlds
Yeah.
Sure.
gameplay and story-wise could really stand toe-to-toe with Cyberpunk.
Wow.
Oh,
Um,
jeez, wow.
I anticipate it being
All right.
glitchy and rushed.
I
Hmm.
don't.
I mean,
It
I
could
see.
be, but I don't necessarily.
I see where you're coming from.
I mean,
on
I guess
that.
that's my worry. I don't anticipate.
I mean,
that.
Witcher 3 was glitchy at launch too.
True.
Right, and
Right.
that's why it's the worst game ever made.
Yeah, don't why you
Okay.
should know.
All
I don't know
right.
why you just did that.
What reason-
Because
Because
we're
you
that
know,
level.
comparing it to
You just
Cyberpunk
walk
right
down
now.
onto the green and just heat it up.
Oh no, Cyberpunk is going to be like nigh unplayable for the first like 2 weeks, and then it'll be amazing. Yeah, just like Witcher 3.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, Ian, if the question is like, can I vote with confidence that Outer Worlds won't have any jank or glitches? No, but do I think the writing will be there? Do I
Right,
think
right,
the
right.
freedom will be there? I think so.
I didn't really
So-
mean that to be like a knock against. I was just
Right.
expressing a
I
worry.
mean,
For sure.
what are you
That's fair.
basing the glitchiness on?
just
New
the
Vegas, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Vegas
But that
is
was
a
so
Bethesda
long ago.
engine.
New Vegas.
Yeah, I know.
Any,
Yeah.
like any
Just-
3D game Obsidian's
Right,
ever made.
right.
Sure.
How were
And just the
Pillars?
trailer is like
How are the Pillars
it
games?
feels like they're
Pillars-
cutting
no,
around
not really.
state.
I mean, I didn't really encounter a lot of glitches or jank.
That's what I mean. Like, I feel like a lot of the stuff Obsidian's had to deal with issues have been either really rushed, like Alpha Protocol, or
Right.
Fallout New Vegas, which they having to deal with that engine.
Right.
Right, I'm just saying, I think it would be silly to say like, oh, there's for sure not going to be any
Oh,
problems here.
yeah, I just don't have any real reason to.
I don't think like a little bit of skepticism is unwarranted.
When
Sure.
do we have a release date for Outer Worlds? I don't remember it specifically.
I think we do.
It's like summer.
Mm-mm.
Oh, is it past that?
I want to say October.
Oh, okay.
October.
I want to say October.
Yeah,
October?
like
August?
I want to say
the fact that it's
August
so
30th.
soon. I'm-
October 25th.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Conflicting information.
chat.
Is something like 12 minutes or Chris Tales gonna be pushed ahead of Outer Worlds or
I
Tales
played
look
12
cool.
minutes,
Control.
and I was in the Crystals demo. I think they're both cool, but I don't know that I would.
Oh, I thought you
Fight.
were gonna fight for Crystals hard. That's interesting.
Yeah, I still haven't got to play the Steam demo. I would like to do that.
To me, like Control is just so far and above the rest of these. I mean, for me personally, it's just like not even a contest.
I think
but, like,
Control's very good.
I like in my demo on Control, and they said like going into it, they're like, this is a an unstable build. There will be bugs. I fell through the floor like 3 times and had to restart. So I only got like half of the way through compared to
That's
Huber, and I still loved this game. The controls actually feel good, which I was kind of surprised by, honestly.
Control.
And the way it looks and feels and the storytelling is very interesting, but it still has that kind of Remedy, right?
Oh, yeah.
It still
Yeah.
has that kind
It
of
feels like a Remedy game
Very
for
charm,
sure.
Remedy.
like that little bit of like
That Remedy quirkiness.
quirkiness, yeah, like the weird like super close-ups, and then you hear her inner monologue, her thoughts. It still has that Remedy charm, which I guess either you like or you don't. But like,
Yeah. I would say it has the best gameplay, too.
Oh, for
of
sure.
pretty much any of their games. I've
Oh,
played a lot of Remedy
yeah.
games, and I feel like it seemed the best.
So, I do think we should probably give an edge to things we could actually get our hands on, just because I think that does instill
Of course.
For
Yeah.
a
sure.
greater degree of confidence. Of course.
Which, yeah, so Outer Worlds, Control, and Astral Chain are leading the pack, but you're saying Control. You would put Outer Worlds and Control above Astral Chain.
Well, yeah, just because it's they.
Did we play
Well, we
Outer
didn't get
Worlds?
to play Outer Worlds, so it was,
You-
it was just like Cyberpunk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then that would be Control.
Right.
But
And
I
it would
mean,
be
that's-
one thing if it was just like.
Unless-
I mean, that's
unless-
only one factor, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, it is. It's only one
Yeah.
factor. Yep. But
To me, it's like
Control was kind of a breakout star of last year,
Mhm.
and then. Right, you kind of go into this phase where you're like, that looked really cool. Can it live up to everything that it's promising? And then when you actually get your hands on it and you're even more excited,
Confidence.
I do think that is a good step to take. And I think that's what we're seeing with Control.
also like spinning the meaning of original a little bit. Like most original game, Control is definitely a very original game. Like not a lot of games are, you know, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of.
It's-
It's very much in the same vein as past Remedy games.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah.
it's straight ahead kind of like
Third
gameplay
person
wise.
narrative.
But
Like,
I
I
am a
agree
little-
with Blood Andean, where I do feel like it is kind of cut from the same cloth of Remedy games, but like Remedy's cut from a very different cloth.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it kind of works both ways.
Yeah.
I think it being like more of a Metroidvania helps it compared to a lot of the
Sure.
other games.
Yeah.
I think the concept of that helps it. I'm also a little bit worried about how that'll get pulled off.
Yeah.
Don't be.
Yeah.
I mean, just in your demo, did you get a really good sense of?
So the area
How
I
open
played
it's
in,
gonna
it's pretty open. It seemed like I was in a district, but we all played the same demo, and I found stuff that they didn't find.
Okay.
There's side quests, like I don't know how crazy it's gonna be. It seemed pretty late in the game, but I feel like there was quite a bit of variety from what I played. I don't know if it'll be that consistent throughout the whole game, but I was pleased with what I played and how open it is. It was kind of like, how do I get here? Oh, let me go down this way and find. Oh, here's a weird side quest I got. Oh,
Yeah.
sweet, a new ability.
And you really
Cool.
have to. They're taking kind of a bold direction that like, the building has signage, right? Like in the reality of the game in the world, and the signs on the wall are your waypoints. Like it doesn't have like go over here. So you have it like kind of puts the onus on you to be to observe your environment, which is really stressful in an E3 demo scenario.
Mhm.
But at home, I could see that being really rewarding, and it encourages exploration in a cool way. Outer Worlds, I'm just like, I just don't know as much about it, so I tend to lean toward, like Ben said, something that I got my hands on and know more about. But Outer Worlds looks awesome too, so.
Astral Chain has cats too, though, Ben.
Yeah. Because with Astral Chain, I think before this E3, it was like, hey, Platinum is making a very Platinum-ass Platinum game, which is great and exciting, and it's cool that you have this living weapon that you could do crazy combos with, but the fact that they're like, oh, hey, wait, like, you're going to actually capture different weapons, and they'll play differently. It's like, oh, that's a pretty exciting new element. I just don't understand with it being out so soon why they couldn't let us play it, because I feel like it would add even more depth to.
Apparently, you can get in trouble for jaywalking in it too. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's a really cool touch.
That's pretty
You
cool.
get a huge fight right in the middle of the intersection.
Hey, cut it out.
It's kind of funny. I have the same worry about all three of these, that they're going to have significant glitch problems.
Your Astral Chains can make those platforms. Why can't you just jump
Platinum
up,
game's not
make a
known
platform
for being
across the
glitchy.
street,
That's
and then use your Astral thing to get across the street?
Jones.
I see them functionally using these powers, and
Jones, please,
I
you
wonder
don't,
if
right?
you can't use them in real life
You
in
don't
practical
casually
ways.
just pull out your gun if you're a police officer. We're talking
I
about
get-
a
yeah.
deadly weapon here.
Would that be scary? Would you get a purse snatcher with your giant, cyber dog?
Dude, hell yeah.
They're also different too.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Is the frame rate going to be good in Astral Chain?
Don't know.
Like,
Should be.
the frame rate on a PS4 normal for Nier Automata was really bad for me.
Mm.
And this is just on Switch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely different design.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes I can feel like the last one I was definitely like, yeah, Ian doesn't like Smash. And this one I'm like, yeah, Ian doesn't like Platinum. That's okay. But-
No, I don't like Platinum, true, but like, I mean, I don't dislike Platinum. It's just not my style of game. So it's like, whatever.
Sure.
But like, if it won, I wouldn't be mad.
yeah.
I think it looks really cool and the ideas are really neat. And like, yeah, like a sweet ass action game where you've got personas or stands or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you're catching Pokemon ghosts. Like, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
What do you think, Damiani?
I mean, it really sucks that Astral Chain was not playable. I think that might have settled the debate, like one way or another. We would have known, like, hey, like it performance-wise, it feels good to play. Also, there's more to it than just the combat. The detective sections, actually, like solving crimes. You had to like watch it in the Treehouse presentation, and I think a lot of people who didn't watch that, like, you don't even know that exists in this game. You probably think it's just like a character action game with your little persona that you're chained to, and there seems to be a lot more depth to this game. And I don't know, like I like the arguments for the Outer Worlds, and it like from what I saw from it, it looks like because I might give it to that one because like they kind of like showcased everything from it, whereas like I feel like I don't understand why this wasn't playable. Like, it really bugs me that this wasn't playable. And you can show anything in a controlled environment and make it look good. And I mean, I trust Platinum Games' pedigree. I know it's gonna be what I want in terms of the action. But everything that's not a battle in that game, big question mark for me. And I wanted to have that answered. And seeing it, it looks cool. But playing it is another whole thing. And they didn't answer that for me. I think it was a big missed opportunity.
Ben, when you demoed Outer Worlds, did anything kind of jump out at you that was very surprising? Or when you saw Outer Worlds, sorry. Did anything like...
Me.
What?
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
That was...
When Outer
I went
Wilds?
to Outer Worlds.
Oh, sorry.
I was worried to say the wrong
What's
game
happening?
title, too.
Answer the question, Ben.
Was anything strange like, oh, they're bringing that to E3? Like, oh, it's not just like, oh yeah, this is this world that they explained and this looks really great and it's meeting all my expectations, but like, whoa, like not like Keanu Reeves level, not, you know, Banjo level, but like, because that's kind of my last big question between Outer Worlds and Control of like what, you know, it was neat to see more of these games and have them be kind of cemented in our minds as quality, but was there anything that particularly stood out in terms of like their E3 offerings specifically?
I think to me it's just the, you know, like we said in their impressions, there's a lot of parallels with Cyberpunk, and I think it's just the depth of character interaction, the fact that you have companions that are going to react to how you play, the fact that you can go into this mission multiple ways into the building, but like I really wish I had been there for the disguise option, because they were running the demo 3 different ways. And I really want to see how the disguise option works rather than just a straight up normal stealth run.
Interesting.
But then the fact that, yeah, you can like use speech skills to like clear all the workers out of the factory, the fact that you can, you know, potentially negotiate with the guy you're supposed to take down, and not just that, but like if you're good enough, maybe there's some way that you can make both him and the person that hired you happy. Like there's just, I think that's the biggest thing, is just like how your stats actually play into the way you interact with people and the places that you can go.
I wish Huber were here because he could speak to it both maybe more. But
Well, he's not.
well, he's
Not.
not.
Snooze, you lose.
Yeah, it's so hard because Outer Worlds is exactly the kind of game that I want them to make, and
Yeah.
everything just seems to be falling into place perfectly. Like all signs point to yes.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Uh,
It's like Control. It plays so similar to Quantum Break. I was like, oh, this is Quantum Break, just a little better, but not in a bad way.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? It didn't like blow me away like new mechanics or anything like that. It was just really solid. The whole new thing is like exploration, I guess.
On the same token, does Outer Worlds play just like New Vegas,
no
but
idea.
newer?
No, it's got its own little things going on. There's still things of like targeting enemies and kind of slowing down time and stuff, but it feels different. The shooting definitely has a different sense to it.
Okay.
Do people feel confident enough to vote?
not
No?
really.
As much as I can.
I could
I
go
have-
either
I
way
have
with
a
those
vote.
two.
Yeah.
I think the confidence from Ian and Brad in Control makes me lean toward Control, just because without that experience, I don't have that confidence.
Yeah, and I think the point you made, Ben, is so true. Of like, Control was one of the darlings of last year, right? But then at the same time, it set a really high bar for itself, and the fact that it is actually living up to that, I think, you know, has a lot of value because it looks so fun.
Yeah.
Where are you leaning, Bloodworth?
I'm leaning Outer Worlds, but that's the one I've seen the most of. I haven't like seen the full demos on the others.
I'm also leaning Outer Worlds, just barely. Damiani, you seemed potentially Outer Worlds-esque.
Yeah,
We would still lose 4-3.
It's very tight. Yeah, it's very close between that and Control.
It's funny because it's the Metroidvania versus open world debate all over again.
Yeah.
In a way, but
In a way,
but again,
inadvertently.
Yeah.
I'm still. I mean, I definitely love Metroidvanias. That's part of the not having that experience with Control that is kind of
Totally.
leaning me.
Sorry, Damian, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That was really it. I just said, yeah, might be a different story if we got hands on with Astral Chain, but so be it. You know.
Yeah.
That's
So
gotta
be it.
reward.
Yeah,
new
Astral
people,
Chain
yeah.
might feel so good. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Seems like Control takes the win. Everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Control.
Control.
Best original game.
We did it.
Now we get to cool off.
Because we played it, and it was good.
Best booth.
Fun
Gee, I
time.
wonder.
Fun time.
Fun time.
And moving on to Best Booth.
Oh, I got best booth.
Which, given that so many booths that we cherish and love and we're looking forward to are now parking lots or 4 tables and 8 chairs, or there's just a lot of
Unreal Garden, whatever
a lot
the
of
heck that thing was.
a lot of vacant areas. But then you have like Mortal Kombat 11 showing up and like having people in costume and.
I actually think the Borderlands 3 booth was good.
Yeah.
So good that it shouldn't be an honorable mention. Like, that should just be
Put on the list. Cool.
on the list, yeah.
I just noticed they had a lot of playable stations, which I appreciated.
They had
Man,
a lot of playable
ton of
stations.
easy
It
statues.
seemed like they could be able to get people in and out really easily, which is nice, but like it just had a presence.
Sure
like, It
did.
was just like the corners of it.
Oh,
were
dude,
all
what about
Borderlands
what
and
about
really
Fortnite? Dude, they had that goofy
Stop.
jumpy thing.
Oh, sure.
Fortnite felt like a hostile takeover. Like, Fortnite was maybe too big.
I feel like I was walking.
It was like,
it was like Vegas.
we own half this hall. And it was like, what are you doing?
Let's read down the list real quick. So
Oh,
for
sure.
Best Booth, we've
We have
got
Square Enix, who had displays
Blood of
for
Final Fantasy 7,
Final
and
Fantasy 7,
Shadowbringers.
Avengers.
Thank you, Bloodwood.
What's that?
Nothing.
Square Enix had Final Fantasy 7 with a big Mako reactor.
That was
They had
sick.
the Avengers thing with the costumes.
Could
and
you
then-
do anything with either of those?
So okay, so I just want to
The
say.
Square Enix booth was bad.
I don't want to interrupt, but like,
No, it
yeah,
wasn't.
Final Fantasy VII was amazing because we had to go to an appointment, so we went in the back way. I feel all of us, but if I actually waited in the line on the second day and went into like the normal process, we all got to see the presentation. But like when waiting in line, they like actually did like the posters and stuff, like had like props from like Midgar on one side of it where you actually waited in line. The staff, the Square Enix staff, were in the Turk
Yeah, the
suits
Turk outfits.
and were in character.
Oh.
They were like questioning you about like, have you seen any suspicious? Got a little weird time to like play around with like Avalanche. So I was like, oh, where are we going with? Oh, okay, it's in character. But really cool about that. And then inside when you sat down, it was like the closest attempt to be the Terminator 2 Universal ride where it's like you're doing like oh, here's the Shinra company, like what a wonderful place, and then like it gets jacked in and stuff, and it's Jesse like instead of Sarah Connor, it's Jesse being like, all right, we gotta like do the bombing run and stuff like that. So let me give you the tutorial and stuff.
Was all this inside?
Oh, like the-
Yeah,
Yeah,
inside. It's
the-
like you're
Yeah,
sitting
it's
in,
you
and like there were
experience
alarms
of
going
Terminator.
off, and then like
I thought it was just the like.
no, then they like come
meeting
out and be like,
rooms.
all right,
I
it's
was
time
like,
to get
oh.
on the train. Like they act like you're on the train ride, and then you're arriving at your destination, and then you play like part of the bombing run mission.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really cool, the theme for it.
That's
And
dope.
the fact that it's just like Jesse hacking in and
Yeah.
narrating the whole experience. is
The
amazing.
reactor was pumping out fumes.
Yes!
too, which I appreciated.
That was really cool. Well, that's cool.
And then they had the actual bike you could get on to take
Yeah.
photos.
Oh, that was in the
Oh.
booth though.
Yeah.
That was out in the hall.
Right.
Okay.
Nintendo.
It's in
Luigi's
another-
Mansion.
it's in another booth.
Okay.
If you want to do the bike as
They
its
had,
own booth,
you know what they did have? They did have the actual pre-order bike as
Yeah,
part of that.
they
You see
did.
how big it is. It's like
It's
big and
massive.
detailed. I was like,
All right.
whoa, okay, that's why it cost $300.
Did you
Oh, it's
pre-order?
like 3 something.
330.
Yeah. That bike was probably like $300 of it.
Oh yeah.
You get a
Hey,
discount on the
dude.
game.
yeah.
And then
Discount.
and then they had on the backside the Shadowbringers with the
trees.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
they
Jolly
they
trees.
recreated the Crystarium, which is pretty
That was
cool.
the backside.
That was
Oh,
like
Square
behind
Enix,
the
yeah.
Maka
I
reactor.
thought that was the whole booth. I didn't even see the front apparently.
Yeah, the cherry blossoms, and then obviously the Avengers thing with like the actual replicas of like
The suits.
Yeah, that was pretty
Okay.
cool. But also like the dossier we got, like the classified info thing was pretty cool. Like I like that.
and 4 Dragon Quest Builders 2 stations. I'm just saying. Just a little, just
was so
the
sad.
sprinkles
Yeah.
on top of the
Ben
sundae.
was like, they got snubbed.
Yeah, they did. Dragon Quest 2 got snubbed.
But yeah, they
Come on.
They could have been a cool, like building thing, like there, like in game, but now the budget went to.
How long
7.
was the line for those?
For what?
Dragon Quest?
Builders?
Builders.
Very
Oh,
short.
Well, there you go.
Very short.
I
I
need,
had
made
an
the right
appointment
choice.
to
I
play.
need to know the
I
quality
had to
of the
look.
haunted house.
It was
Yeah.
Oh,
you got
Luigi's
into
Mansion,
the-
yeah.
Our next
Luigi's
nominee,
Mansion?
Nintendo.
Yeah. Luigi's Mansion gave me like straight up Disney Haunted Mansion vibes. I felt at home in there.
I'm bummed I missed that.
It was great. They had like hanging portraits of like Mario and Peach, and their portraits like crossed
X'd out. There was like the chandelier would occasionally like rumble and descend and then like change color and go back up. The walls are projecting ghosts all over the place. There's a whole front facade that looked like a
Yes.
stage. I don't know if something happened there. Nothing happened when I was in there, but
Also, I mean, are you talking about like the check-in counter or something else?
No, he's talking about inside of Luigi's.
When you're
Mansion.
No,
inside,
so inside Luigi's
it
Mansion,
looked like a check-in
there's a
counter for
check-in
a
counter
hotel.
and there's a
Hotel.
screen, and the ghost appears. Like if you approach it at a certain distance, like a ghost kind of like valet appears and does like like interacts with you and stuff for a
Is that
second.
where
and
Charles
advances.
Martinet was signing stuff?
Me? I don't know.
Oh, I saw him out front with
Oh, okay.
Luigi and Luigi.
Why
Yeah,
you can
can
bring
see
it up
it, you
EA
can see
Play.
it.
Then
They
they
didn't
had
like
like
have
the
anything.
Haunted Mansion style
Yeah.
like mirrors where you could see like booze with
Yeah.
you.
They went really all out to the point where just the details, you'd expect them to be pumping fog into this, this haunted house, but they have the special fog that rolls along the ground. As far as I understand, I think that's like the
Dry
temperature
ice,
controlled
yeah,
fog,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's not just any corner store fog
And-
juice you gotta buy. pumped out.
And it wasn't
really
just
10 out of
like,
10 fog.
It wasn't. You couldn't hear the machine, which was
Yes.
a touch. Also, it was coming out of a vent, like an actually stylized
Yeah.
wall vent.
Just creeping along the
Great
floor.
low rolling fog,
Nice.
So good.
top tier
the-
fog.
Not to mention, yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo also had the Pokemon gym stadium
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool.
area,
Okay.
and all the crazy Link's Awakening.
The
covers.
dino-
It
yeah,
was
those
so
are
adorable.
those are really
The guy
cool.
who was doing my Pokemon Sword and Shield demo, the Nintendo person, he was like an older guy that was working for Nintendo, and he just was like so excited. He was like, "Hey, did you notice that when you're playing the game, the people in the game, we like modeled them here. You can see they're like in the stage and stuff." he was just so excited.
Oh yeah.
He wanted to make- Did you notice this?
Did you notice?
Yeah, man.
We didn't just make this up.
That's really good.
Yeah,
That bumps it up
enthusiasm.
for me.
that guy.
Yeah.
He was just a
Might
really nice
kick it
guy.
over the edge.
Yeah. So I loved Luigi's Mansion anyway. Capcom had a dope Iceborne statue.
Sweet statue, yeah.
Yeah, and the backside, did you
The
see
cases.
the Palico on the back?
Oh yeah, the
That was
Palico.
good too.
Oh,
I don't know if there's anything else
And those
inside, though.
hideous Mega Man figures.
Meeting
Oh.
rooms on the inside.
we gotta talk about the Capcom booth. We're on the Capcom
Yeah,
booth?
we're on the
Yeah.
Capcom.
So, not only do they have a glorious rendition of Velkhana, the new flagship, but what you could do is you could go up to Velkhana, and they had different weapons that you could pose in front of Velkhana with. And they weren't like little cheapo things. They looked really, really nice and big. And then they had a Palico on the side.
They were doing the motion
New-
photograph with the
Capcom,
monster, right?
dude.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't actually
Yeah.
like get my photo taken.
Capcom
I
has
saw
good
people.
photo ops.
Yeah,
That's what they got,
photo ops.
It was
baby.
just cool.
I always
and they had a
really- yeah.
lot to see.
I always really enjoy a snowy environment presented in a hot environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 86 degrees inside the convention center, and it's like,
I
You
never,
know, it's
I
like-
never had this. I saw you guys talk about it getting warm at one point.
Dude,
I
the
was
last
like
day
freezing.
was
You're a
so
freeze
cold.
baby, dude. You're a
Also,
freeze baby.
bonus points. They've done this before, but they kind of have like the demo station set up like a canteen where you're like sitting on barrels, I believe.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
Really
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
No, yeah. Tuesday it was quite warm in there for a majority of the day. The other days they sorted.
Dude,
it.
Thursday was like an ice box.
Yeah, it got very cold. There was one meeting room I went to. It had been so cold that they requested the heat to be turned up, and then they did turn up the heat. But then the fire alarm in that room
Oh,
went
no.
off because the temperature rose too precipitously.
Oh,
Because they had
no.
lights pointing at the fire alarm too.
oh,
So then my
classic.
my meeting was postponed by like 30 minutes because we were all standing in the hallway where this
Whoa.
incredibly shrill thing was happening. It was so funny. And then the power went out.
And then the power now.
Okay, what's this Psychonauts 2 thing?
Oh yeah, tell me about this.
Outside, it just looked like a big green box.
Yeah. So the outside not impressive at all, but on the inside, what I really like about it is you go in there and what they give away, they had these little like chattering teeth that were just on these benches that you could sit down on. They also gave out toothbrushes in like this wooden container that had Psychonauts 2 on it. But I was like, oh, there's all these like posters and stuff on here. This is interesting. And then they actually play the demo, and he has a bunch of like posters and stuff in his brain, and so they go and they put the exact same posters that they had in the demo on the wall, and I just thought it was neat. It was something that I recalled when I was doing Best Booth.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah, it's just a nice touch. That's how I would describe it. Just a nice touch.
Borderlands had a massive booth, lots of stations, lots of characters, lots of noise, lots of light, lots of colors.
Yeah, they had statues of characters.
Oh, yeah.
They also had.
It kind of felt like a BlizzCon.
Sure, yeah,
demo
it
area,
did.
Yeah.
They had. I know they had like soundproof booths for streamers.
Oh,
who
the
could actually
zoo
stream
one.
from there.
I
Yeah.
was like watching zoo animals. Yeah, that was crazy.
Kind of like Oculus. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Bethesda down here. Did you? The Bethesda appointments.
Yeah, you guys actually went to Bethesda, but
Right.
I just walking by, I saw like the Doom timeline, and like I thought it wasn't anything like really stand out like the mansion, but
Yeah.
they had a lot going on over there.
It was less
didn't-
cool than their booth last year with the diner.
We didn't spend a ton of time at Bethesda. The only time I spent a large amount there was just to do some interviews. But I think just at a glance, it seemed laid out very similarly to last year, which is fine. Last year's was impressive, and this year it definitely had a presence as well, but nothing like crazy.
And the
that I'm
media
recalling.
meeting desk was, you had to go like around the back. It was
backside?
sort of weirdly laid out.
Oh, what?
Points against.
They had the Doomslayer helmet though. They could
Actually,
put
that's
on.
something I got to give points to Nintendo on. So used to be their press booth, the check-in desk faced the main booth, and so there would always be like this
Traffic.
the traffic with the line.
jam.
Yeah.
And this year they moved the check-in to the other side where it was like quiet next to Oculus, so it's pretty cool.
That
Sweet.
is better.
And we mentioned Fortnite was a party. I like that they get
had a nice
you know,
sign.
you can play this game for free at home. So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do at E3? So
Jump.
they're handing out candy. They got the
They had people
this,
dancing.
this bar spinning around in this inflatable circle, knocking
Yeah.
out 12-year-olds.
Fortnite's
Like,
booth kind of depressed me. Not depressed,
yeah.
but like, it was like, man, like, they're just here because they have all of the money.
They just have so much
Yeah.
money.
Like, I just looked at it and I just saw like money. It was crazy.
It really was, like Brad said, like a casino experience with the enormous neon sign and everything. But like Joan said, they built this enormous, like you can't say how big this was. It was like that game show Wipeout, right? They
Yeah.
built like
Yeah.
a huge
It was the size of this
spinning
room.
pads that
It's-
people had to
it's
jump
way
over.
bigger than this room.
I don't think anyone did it, but I'm sure you had to sign probably some kind of release. Because when I was watching, I was like, man, someone could like twist their back, whatever.
Yeah.
And then
My
the
friend-
funniest thing,
my
yeah,
friend-
we were-
by that
we
thing.
were leaving, we bumped into Ian's friend, and she's just
My
like
friend
sitting on the
Coriel
wall.
got her leg like kind
Her-
of like bruised pretty
Her
bad.
leg's like
Oh.
bruised and
She,
swollen.
the bar hit it and like apparently the padding had slipped and it was just the metal that hit her leg.
Oh.
She was like recovering on the side.
She was like sitting on the ground. It's just like, oh.
But as far as I know, like
Yeah, that's-
that's all that they brought, right? Like they
Yeah.
didn't have anything other than
Sure.
Fortnite.
I did see a
And then
really
the
funny.
boss.
I saw a really funny tweet of a guy in the Fortnite booth eating a banana, and then it panned over to the guy in the banana suit looking really
Yeah,
sad.
that's right. They had people on stage
Which was
dancing.
pretty funny.
So I was thinking Nintendo might run away with this, but it sounds like Square Enix is giving them a run for their
I
money.
think
Anybody?
Between
Definitely
those
between
two.
those
Anybody
two.
want Square
Yeah.
Enix to stand up against Nintendo here?
I didn't see
We
it,
need
so I
Brad
don't.
too back.
What say you, Damiani?
I mean, yeah, it was pretty close. I was under. I mean, it was a nice touch for Pokemon, but I felt that was like kind of like meh to me. Like it's like
It was just like two big murals.
yeah,
essentially.
like and Luigi's Mansion. It was cool, but I think people were talking up way more before I got in there. They made it sound like a whole like Haunted Mansion experience where I was gonna like walk through some stuff first, and just
Yeah.
you just walk
Oh.
in. So I was like, oh, I mean, it's still cool, but that kind of stunk.
The staff being in character sounds pretty awesome. I didn't see it.
Yeah, that
The
I-
music
I
was
actually-
really what did it for me. In
Actually,
Luigi's
seeing that
Mansion,
because
but-
they were keeping conversations going while you're waiting for that like hour line or whatever.
Yeah.
They gave you something to kind of do and participate in, which was kind of nice. And they would engage you as long as you kept this one person in line just kept talking for them for like 20 minutes, and they stayed in character the whole time.
Wow.
I really
Awesome.
wish Chet could see the whole Jesse intro for the demo because it was definitely like the most impressive demo intro
It was high budget.
of the show.
I hope they include it like as
there was
special
Luigi
features.
walking around.
There was cool.
Was there-
I missed that. There
Luigi?
wasn't a Luigi walking
Yeah,
around.
the catch for me is Nintendo's got Luigi's
I mean,
Mansion,
I was at
Pokemon
the
Sword and
show.
Shield, and the Link's Awakening dioramas, and I'm a sucker for dioramas.
Oh, those
So, yeah,
dioramas
those
are so
are-
cool.
Yeah.
And Avengers was a big part of the Square Enix booth, and that didn't really do a lot for me. As somebody who's excited about that game,
It
Yeah.
felt like the lobby at the ArcLight.
Dude,
the costumes.
That's a good way to put
Dude,
it.
that is a great way to describe that. Also, just the whole concept of A-Day, I think, Avengers Day, I think they thought was going to land a lot, heavier than it did.
Yeah, if there was like a best individual like games like station setup, whatever, I think FF7 would take that. But Nintendo in a whole maybe did a little bit better overall. Like I appreciate the Schauburgers thing, but it's
Yeah, there's just some trees.
they've done stuff like that before.
The lighting was
Just
very
some
good.
trees.
just some pink trees.
Get out of here with your trees.
It was cool,
Yeah.
but like I don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
I liked them.
I'm happy both are the top two contenders.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd be fine with either
So
one. That Final
Nintendo?
Fantasy sounds amazing.
I think
Nintendo.
Nintendo wins.
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Right, I have a
Dioramas.
question about the
The
next
best
category
food
because
E3.
it
I do too.
will
It's
change
probably-
I
how I
have several
view
questions
things.
about this category.
Is gameplay demo hands-on, hands-off, or both?
Both.
Okay.
So as long as somebody played the game in front of us.
All right.
As
So
long as it can be confirmed that it was being played, yeah.
I want to make a very strong case for Doom Eternal
Ooh.
because it was not only like one of the best things that I actually played at E3. It's one of like the best short press demos that like most convincing press demos that I've ever played. It was like next level. And what's so frustrating about a lot of short press demos is you leave and you have a lot of questions and you're like, okay, I think this one aspect of the game seems cool based on what they showed, but what about all these other aspects? And Doom Eternal didn't really have that. And obviously Doom prized itself on simplicity, but in this demo alone, you got a great sense of the exploration, you got a great sense of the enemy types, you got a great sense of how all the different mechanics work together, you had a great sense of the difficulty, and you had, for Doom, a pretty reasonable look at how the story and how the tone is going to play out as well.
Yeah, it was great.
And so it just was like this whole package of a demo that I just walked away being like, fuck yeah, Doom Eternal.
Yeah, that's kind of how it felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
We should probably run down.
We
what's
should run down the
written.
list real
Oh,
quick.
right.
Sorry.
So, Final Fantasy,
I get it.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, Luigi's Mansion 3, Cyberpunk, Doom Eternal, Control, Dying Light 2, Watch Dogs Legion, Monster Hunter World, Iceborne, Hollow Knight Silk Song. Thank you, Ben, for getting that at the last second.
Yep.
Chris Tales. Ian wanted to include the Mario Maker 2 from the Invitational,
Yeah, baby.
and the Outer Worlds.
My case for Mario Maker 2 Invitational, if we decide that it counts, I don't know if it counts,
think it
but
counts.
like
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was just such a cool event, a very exciting event. The rules were jacked, I thought, but like it was kind of more for fun. But like, I just thought it was a very cool way to show off that game and the capabilities of making really wild stuff, and that it's fun to play it as well. And like I don't know, it just got me really pumped up. I was like, really,
And the multiplayer, I mean, it was super effective.
Oh,
It showed
yeah.
the multiplayer aspect
Yeah.
of it, which before was probably maybe like, for a lot of people, not that exciting of a thing, I think, just because of the bad taste multiplayer was probably left in a lot of people's mouths in the previous Mario, entries. Like, but this looked like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, you could immediately imagine doing multiplayer.
So as far as like, for my money, a good demo, like gameplay demo where people are playing it, it succeeds in showing you like if you're not the one playing it, a successful offhand playable demo is one that succeeds in showing you how fun it is to play it and what it's like to play it. And I thought that Mario Maker 2 really did that. I also thought that Final Fantasy VII Remake demo that they showed after the trailer, that was the thing that finally sold me on that game. Like obviously I was going to buy it and play it, but I was like, up until that demo, I was like, is it just going to be, like, it'll be a really good-looking version of Final Fantasy VII, and that'll be awesome. And then that demo showed me, like, oh, dang, they're actually, like, doing it. They're, like, changing it, making choices, making it huge. The frozen time thing looked so good before, whatever. So for me, those are the most effective two things at being like, yo, look at these games in action. I didn't get to play or see Doom, but that sounds really cool. I did see Cyberpunk, and I thought the demo was like fine.
The extra stuff I saw Final Fantasy VII
Yeah.
was really cool too. It was the very beginning of the game, as the beginning of the bombing mission, and like them just going through it. saw a lot of great character moments that they like don't show in any of the trailers. Like Cloud and Barret interact with each other. They hate each other at that point of the game, and it comes off really well. They gave a lot of more time to Jesse, kind of showing you the layout of the plant. It's the same layout, by the way, as the PS1. They just like extend stuff to like fill in the gaps that was there before. Just made me even more confident with the game. And I had Katase doing the demo, which is a sweet bonus.
Interesting that you put Final Fantasy VII above Cyberpunk. Anybody that saw that demo?
Cyberpunk was great too. I mean, they're all. I love Doom too. Doom blew me away also, so it's hard for me to say.
Yeah, it's hard. I think just I know we're lumping them all into the same category, but something where I actually got to feel and go exactly where I wanted to in Doom is a lot different than
of course
CD Projekt Red being like, okay, this is very open, but we're gonna go this way or do these things, and so it's hard to compare them.
But the nice thing with that though is the fact that they did show us both paths or two paths to that.
Yeah.
Two different builds and how they operate.
Absolutely. I mean, it was an impressive demo.
Just that moment when she rips the doors open was really great.
The Cyberpunk demo, someone in chat mentioned like I seemed really excited when we were doing the impressions. I was excited by it, but in the room at the time, I was sort of like, okay, like this was this demo of Cyberpunk is kind of what brought the game back down to reality for me, because like all the trailers and last year's gameplay demo and all this stuff, because I mostly just heard it. I didn't get to see the demo in person last year. I watched it on YouTube a month later, and like these guys described it to me. So like everything about Cyberpunk had been like super theoretical and like fantastical and like, oh my god, you know. And this one, I was like, oh okay, it's a CD Projekt Red game, and that'll be awesome. But it's a CD Projekt Red, you know. It made it realistic for me. And so now I just like know what Cyberpunk is more concretely, which I don't want it to sound like a bad thing. It's just like, you know what I mean? And like, so, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, yeah, for me, the difference between Cyberpunk and Final Fantasy VII Remake is, you know, Cyberpunk again just dived deeper, clarified, you know, some stuff, really kind of showed the, you know, we got the car before we get the bike this time, like really just kind of like you know elaborating on a lot of the points that they brought before, where like I went into E3 not, you know, wondering if I was going to make time for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and coming out of E3 being like, there's no question I'm playing that game. Like, that looks amazing.
It just, the demo here just really proved the game to me.
Yeah.
Like I love Final Fantasy VII, but I still had like doubts in my mind. This just made me much more reassured about the whole process of everything.
Ian, you talked a little bit about Mario Maker. Anything else on this list other than Final Fantasy VII Remake and Doom Eternal and Cyberpunk?
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII is like... I agree with a lot of what Brad said. I think just the nature of the demo that I saw and was playable on the show floor, where I feel a lot more confident in the combat, because that was what the demo showed. It was like...
it's a combat demo.
Combat.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't really any room to explore. There wasn't a lot of story. And so... I still have a lot more questions. Not that that's not a bad thing, of course, but it was again one aspect that showed strong, and I'm curious to see more.
Just to address something that keeps coming up in chat, none of us really saw Treehouse because we were all on the floor those days. Damiani, I don't know if you went back and watched a lot of it.
Typing in chat my thoughts basically. Like
Treehouse
is fantastic for people that are at home.
Right.
It sucks for people who go to the show. You just do not get that information and presentation when you're there trying to run around and do your appointments, and it kind of gets lost in the mix. Nintendo would do themselves a lot of favors if they would find a way to work that stuff into the show for attendees, whether that's bringing back the old round tables they used to do, like Astral Chain having a 30-minute round table like at the end of one of the days for like media invitees would have been like perfect. Just having like behind closed doors again, but when they relegate it to Treehouse, we're so busy, we just like we'll watch it later maybe. Like I watched a bunch, I still didn't get through all of Astral Chain.
I managed to watch Animal Crossing and the Link's Awakening presentation, but I just haven't had time to watch Astral Chain yet.
It's one of those things that I wish we could watch it all, but
watch Fire Emblem yesterday. Still gotta watch Astral Chain.
But yeah, so that's why we're not addressing certain things that came up in Treehouse, because we were...
Yes, we could. It's on YouTube to watch it, but it's like many hours worth of stuff.
It's like a whole E3 days.
We just finished E3. Like it's a lot. It's a tall ask. Like you got to be a little reasonable.
It kind of reminds me about, you know, like you could also make a case for watching Keeley's thing. A lot of people come exclusively on
Exactly,
Keeley's stage
yeah.
and watch all of those things. You know, and we'll demo stuff exclusively. A lot of stuff people get exclusives with IGN and GameSpot, and so there's like a lot of it's tough to track down specifically where this game is making strides.
We'll just have to Clockwork Orange like an intern in front of Treehouse next year and just
And
be
then
like,
leave it
tell
in
us
the
what's
rest of us."
important.
But yeah, I watched that before we went in for the Nintendo appointment. I didn't know if Animal Crossing was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to play it, but I took my 30 minutes before that appointment. I actually watched it in double speed, so I think I watched 27 minutes worth in 20 minutes.
I was
But,
actually a little let down by that Treehouse for Animal Crossing.
that was fine. Yeah,
I mean, it's okay, but if it's like, oh, okay, I feel like I didn't really get that much new info.
I would like to know if we get a house someday. I'm assuming we do.
I agree.
I'd be surprised if we
the
don't.
Same reaction to it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I
I'm
wonder.
yeah.
But yeah, for me, as back to the gameplay demos, for me personally, it was Final Fantasy Remake and Mario Maker 2. I played Control and I loved it. I think that I liked those two. Like they're more effective as a demo, to me maybe, because I'm already like I'm still on board for Control.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy VII demo, like solidified all doubts in my mind, or like got rid of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Mario Maker 2 Invitational was just so much fun to see the game like that.
Hell yeah.
Unexpected. So those would be my two horses.
Yeah.
But I fully appreciate what Ben is saying about Doom Eternal, and it sounds really
Doom was
awesome.
so cool.
Yeah, well, for me, I think it would be a Mario Maker 2 just because, I mean, I already was excited about the multiplayer, but this really sold it in a really good way. But also Doom, I would say for sure, because, I mean, Mario Maker 2, I was probably almost as excited anyway, just by knowing what it was. But seeing that demo for Doom and actually seeing the like new traversal tools in action and everything, just the creatures, the scale of everything, like I didn't think it could take like this much of a step up as a sequel, honestly, from what I've seen so far from that demo. So
That's
I'm really kind of impressed. Like I thought that
Yeah.
game already was at such a I saw stuff that I didn't expect, which was a surprise because I thought it was going to be just like, oh, more great Doom, but they really elevated like so many different aspects.
That's
of
the point
game.
I want to drive home, Don, because I think you are 100% right. If you have paid attention to the way that we've talked about Doom 2016, we have a lot of reverence for that game, and so I think if Doom Eternal was just that, if it was just more Doom 2016, I think we would still be excited. But the reason why I'm saying like best in show is because it did not feel that way. Like I didn't just feel like I was playing Doom 2016 again, and every single fight felt tuned where you just immediately had to apply more strategy. You had a lot more room to explore. Levels were a lot crazier. Like they really took the core of Doom 2016, and it just feels like an outline for everything Doom Eternal is doing, where they added so much. And the dance that you have to do where it's like, okay, I constantly have to burn to get armor, glory kill to get health, chainsaw to get ammo, but I'm limited on like there's just so much strategy, and that you're in this final arena, and it's like you have to move so fast, but you have to apply so much strategy. It's like way more strategy than I felt like they were asking you
In 2016?
In 2016,
Yeah,
and
totally.
it was just
It's a
such
full-blown
huge
sequel.
step up.
Sure was.
For a sequel that
Way
I
better
felt-
movement too than 16.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Good
love
platforming
that-
too, actually.
I love that what could easily be for a lesser game, just a flashy buzz term.
Right.
The Doom dance, the combat dance, because like you've said it, they say it, the devs say it. You know, they say it a couple of times in the interview that we did, but like, it just feels. It's like no, yeah, that's the right term.
Right.
That's the way to describe this combat.
Yeah, Doom was great.
Yeah.
It's my second place. Loved
For
it.
sure.
Behind
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy was my number one. But if Doom wins, I would not be upset.
I think I might feel the same way. Like maybe Final Fantasy VII. You've swayed me on Doom, and then Mario Maker Invitational would be my order. Maybe.
Just as a quick shout out, I don't think it's gonna win.
Oh, I know what
but,
you're shouting out. Hell yeah.
My game of the year last year was Monster Hunter World, and rightfully so. And just in like the the short time that we did a couple of hunts at Iceport and E3, like those were already some of the best hunts I've ever done in that game, and so that always feels good.
So hyped.
Yeah.
I finished the interview that we shot for that too,
Nice.
so that's gonna be really cool to watch.
Hell yeah. Should we vote then?
Yes. Who votes for Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Me.
How many hands are going up? That's
I'm okay with
4.
that.
That is a majority. Any other shout-outs?
Oh, shout out to Hollow Knight. I didn't even play it, but
Yeah.
I just know it's
Shout
great.
out to Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
I already know it's great.
Dying Light 2 is better than I imagined. I walked
Yeah.
out of that room like, hey, look
Hey,
at that.
hey.
That's a good-looking game.
Hey.
All right. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Picking up those awards, Final Fantasy VII.
And we did get to play it, which helps.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Awesome.
A debate that might take a little less time than the last debate.
Nintendo Direct.
Best press conference.
Yeah.
Nintendo Direct, Square Enix Live, PC Gaming Show, or Microsoft.
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
intense.
Nintendo. I think so.
Yeah,
And
between
there you
Nintendo
go.
and Square
Yep.
for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'd go Nintendo over it.
How you feeling, Damiani?
Updating titles, but Nintendo is the most consistent. But it's between Square Enix Live
Yeah.
and Nintendo
Yeah.
Direct.
Yeah.
They're both
Nintendo
these are the
Direct.
highlights.
I feel like they just lean a little too much on gameplay will be in Treehouse rather than give us a little
For
chunk.
sure, Blip.
True.
Yeah, and then it would have been like a 2-hour press conference. So
Not necessarily,
I
just
don't-
pick and choose.
I gotta
The
get,
dream.
Just try it.
I get burnt out on long press conferences. Like Microsoft was like, please end. I was like, I don't need like. I appreciate a produced. Like I wish everyone would just go direct. Like I know people would miss the live stuff, but they get so much more information passed along to you, the viewer, in a more efficient and succinct way than wasting time with transitions and stuff on live presentations.
That's
Although,
what I'm screaming.
Square Enix did a pretty good job. They were pretty snappy.
better than
about
last
it.
year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Improvements for sure.
To me, the highlight of Square obviously was Final Fantasy VII.
That was the single
and like
best
the
thing.
rest of it, it never reached like a huge low point. But like when you came out of the gate with Final Fantasy VII, the rest definitely felt kind of like not a letdown, but
Started
like
with the best.
yeah, and like Avengers didn't match up to 7.
I definitely
Though
think there were low points in the Square.
there were low points, but not like, oh my god, like why is
You
this
didn't
happening?
bottom out.
Right.
Yeah.
And like Final Fantasy VIII though was very cool.
Hell
moment.
yeah, baby.
Um,
It's about time.
But the Nintendo Direct for me was just like more consistently pretty good, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, like Breath of the Wild 2 reveal, like just like
Good way to end a press
melts my
conference.
soul. So like,
Good bomb and drop.
yeah.
All right, Nintendo, congratulations.
Yay.
We're at the best press conference of E3 2019. 2 awards left. The biggest surprise.
Fantasy Star, dude. Hell yeah.
I really think there's a case for
No,
that.
hell yeah. I
Read
believe
them
you.
first.
Banjo-Kazooie and Smash, Breath of the Wild sequel announcement, Final Fantasy VIII remastered announcement, Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk 2077, Tifa's new design reveal, Phantasy Star Online 2, or Trials of Mana Remake Collection.
I love the Tifa reveal.
That
It's so
was-
funny.
It's a big thing.
But like,
It was pretty hype. It's a
Big deal.
It was.
for me, it's Breath of the Wild or Keanu.
Yeah, I
Like,
Me
think
too.
it's between
Me
those
too.
two.
For sure.
For me, it's like way so obviously Keanu, just because that was like the surprise that echoed out around the world, way beyond video games, way beyond everything. Like
Global saturation.
Yeah, global
Yeah.
saturation
Global
was
saturation.
achieved because of Keanu. So in terms of biggest surprise, like the biggest effect of the surprise, I don't know.
It blew my mind.
Give it to me.
I
Give it to me.
don't think you guys understand. Like I can't convey it to you.
Yeah.
How crazy it is that they announced Phantasy Star Online 2 coming.
In the Xbox
It's not
press
just
conference.
like, oh man, it's been a while. It's like past the point of no return like 3 times.
Yeah.
And now they're actually doing
It's
it.
been out
right
for
over.
what? Like
it
6
is-
years?
Yeah.
8
Oh,
years,
it is-
dude. God.
It's
Good
so
Lord.
insane that it happened. It's like unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, you convinced me, Ben. You convinced me. You convinced me.
Like,
That was pretty hype.
it's like you,
What
like
movie
a
did
friend,
you-
like imagine like a really good friend of yours died, and then like 7 years passed, and you're like, I finally accepted it, and then they come and they knock on your door and they're
Oh,
like, do you
man.
want to hang out? Like nothing ever happened.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like it
And
didn't
Phil
even
Spencer
happen.
standing behind him.
A compelling case.
Yeah. I think for
That was a feel-good moment.
the bomb for me with Keanu 2 is also in kind of in comparison to Breath of the Wild as well is just not only like, you know, to see him, you know, and have him come out on stage and everything, but like how it was structured in the trailer, like the actual like lean into the glasses, like because there's a lot of different ways that they could have done that. Like they could have been like, ladies and gentlemen, Keanu Reeves. He went, what was Keanu Reeves doing the Xbox press conference? He'd come out and be like, I'm Simon Cyberpunk. I'm like, oh, okay, but like just the way they structured that, and then the way they, you know, and again in comparison to Breath of the Wild, because we were all like, is this Breath of the Wild? Oh, yeah, okay, yes, it is, and like that compared to boom, Keanu, like just. To me, like had much more of an impact. That is why.
Sure.
And
that
like
is why I will be voting.
When I'm thinking about like, again, like the nature of the category, is it like biggest, like best announcement, like after you've had time to reflect on it, or like craziest moment in the moment?
Yeah.
And like that clearly is Keanu Reeves, like to me, because it's just like so bonkers.
Panzer Dragoon remake.
That's
also
that was messed.
Good call out, chat.
Yeah, that was a mess.
Like Breath of the Wild for me is like the most important news that came out of E3, like personally.
Mm-hmm.
But like Keanu just like it made me stand up.
Yeah, that was a moment.
I will enjoy Breath of the Wild 2 vastly more than I will enjoy Keanu Reeves being in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah. Like
But-
it's not about Keanu Reeves like in the
Right,
it's just
yeah.
about like that moment.
And I've like really done a lot of soul searching since then, being like, what is it about Keanu Reeves? Like what? Why
He's
is
just
it
the perfect man.
Why?
He just has so much charisma.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone brought up the fact that Final Fantasy VIII, like
Yeah.
I had heard the
Yeah,
rumor that they
finally
like
happening.
lost the files.
That's
I don't
not
know if
only
that's
that,
true.
but like Square Enix has like a reputation for not even going the bare
Extra
minimum
mile.
amount
Yeah,
on most
sure.
of these ports.
Yeah.
The fact that out of nowhere they're doing like a rematch, like an HD treatment of it.
Yeah, and the
it's
models
like,
are different.
It's like wait,
the
what?
faces look
Where did
different
this come
too.
from? Like they're trying. Whoa! Like that was pretty insane.
They really should just puke Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions on Switch though. Come on.
Yeah,
Just do
surprised
it.
it hasn't happened.
Just take the phone version, slap it on there.
All right,
Take it 20 minutes.
Can I take another crack at this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So we've had game companies that sometimes it feels like they don't care. Okay? And we're kind of in that state with Konami right now. Just mentioning Silent Hill is a bit of a sore spot.
Yep.
Mentioning, other series that you care about for a long time is this bit of a sore spot. Sega brought Phantasy Star Online 2 to PAX, and they're like, can't wait for you guys to play it, and then just nothing. Just nothing. They just, and it felt like, due to that treatment, they just didn't care. And so it was like, oh man, so many people are waiting for this. I guess you have to like get a VPN and then do all this stuff to play it if you want to go through all the hassle. It's like, we had to... It felt like it was just a slap in the face for people who have been waiting for this sequel for so long to get treated like that. And now after all this time, when like so much time has passed, right? The incentive you think gets like less and less and less over time. And now after it's been out over there forever, it's finally coming out. And it's like they're saying like, hey, we acknowledge this, we care. And I can imagine that it's similar to what Huber felt like after all that time where it's like, oh, they're actually going to finish the story. It was that kind of moment. It was like you didn't have to do this, but you did.
I love and respect that. The thing that, for me, like, I don't have any frame of reference for that. Like, I don't know how they could have given me that. Like, to me, it was just a trailer, like a cool trailer of an old game.
Yes.
Like, because I don't understand.
Third crack. I think I care about this announcement more individually than all of you do about Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. So,
I would agree with that.
Can we distinguish though? I think you're right. We didn't really answer it, but it should be distinguished. Is this the biggest surprise for the moment, or once everything's settled in and we've thought, or even we can be convinced? Because if we allow everything, including Ben's argument, then like maybe the Phantasy Star should win. Does it matter?
Let's attribute an advanced point system to our own emotions, and then tally the results.
Oh yeah, Mana Collection was hype too. No way near PSO though, level. That was crazy.
It was just a big moment for me.
Because Breath of the Wild
no
sequel,
more
honestly,
cracks.
too.
I
in
love Phantasy Star
like,
Online.
once
Yeah,
the
I was
dust
like,
has settled,
what?
that's like
Yeah.
that
It was just a
I thought it was just
massive
dead.
Yeah.
Ben, I don't want these cracks to stop when these awards are over. I want
These
you
are
to
good
stop
cracks.
me in the hallway.
Yeah.
Crack number 4. Have you thought about this? I think one of the other things too is like I look at Final Fantasy VIII. I think about Phantasy Star Online 2, and it's kind of like the Lost in the Desert vibe, where it's like I intentionally put you out with no food, so once you get to water, like oh my god, thank you. Whereas like when you have something like Breath of the Wild or Keanu, it's like I'm already in a good mood and now I just feel better,
Right.
as opposed to like I was deprived for so long and now just like it's like. Now we're doing that thing we should have done,
Promise
or you
fulfilled.
expected us to do, So
yeah,
that-
I mean, Chad is also bringing up the Trials of Mana is very much the same situation, but 24 years away.
24? Damn.
Wow.
To come to the West.
Wow.
Final
Yeah.
Fantasy Adventures on that, right?
Yeah, on the collection, yeah.
I need to play that.
To me,
Hell
it's
yeah.
just like Keanu's the most out of left field thing. Like, I mean, it's not out of left field to have a celebrity likeness in a game. That's fine. Like, Kojima's been doing
But
it.
it
for
have like essentially like a
years.
starring role.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
15 days of spoken dialogue. We learned later. Like what?
Dude, 15.
He's in the whole damn game.
That's crazy.
and actually, and you getting a vibe of why why he's in that
Keanu's
game,
anime.
the role that he plays from that demo.
Right.
Um,
But it's just like I did not anticipate that, and like the fact that he is in so much of the game, and they've kept him out of all of the media up to this point, is kind of gnarly. Can we have a tie?
Keanu in Fantasy Star Online 2.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Then
Mod it in.
we need celebrities now for it to be exciting. Come on.
We don't. We don't. What if we just have a tie?
We'd be
I'm
the
just
only,
kidding.
we'd be
I'm-
the only
I'm-
ones giving it to Fantasy Star.
The way that
Keanu's getting enough credit. Give it to Fantasy Star. Crack 5.
Give him to the little guy.
Crack number 5.
I mean, I can't. I don't know if we gave out biggest surprise the year that Final Fantasy VII and Shenmue both happened, but you commented it was a similar situation
Right.
with you in this game with with Huber and Shenmue. I still think Final Fantasy VII Remake probably would have won that year for biggest surprise.
Oh
So
yeah.
it just there's something to be said with kind of like that the happy mix of all of those things. It's not only something that people
Keanu
are
would
anticipating
give it
and
to
enjoying.
Keanu would give it to Ben.
Surrounding a pipeline.
That's true.
I don't know what it is,
Keanu
but
would
cool.
see the passion on Ben's face.
When it
What
comes to
would-
these awards, like
WWQ.
whether Keanu wins or Fantasy Star wins, like I still get Fantasy Star, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It's just
And
about,
I will-
it's just about the cracks.
And I will 100%
Love
admit
cracks.
that Keanu's just purely winning the popularity contest. Like,
Yeah,
like
I think
Keanu's
so.
anything.
Yeah.
I honestly think anything Keanu walks into at this point is just unfair. It's just like, well, all right.
Yeah.
If you were in some way competing against him,
What just decided
you
Keanu?
just walk out of the room. You just,
What just highlighted Keanu
you would
well?
do an about face and just.
The
decision's been made.
I thought
Decision's been
James
made.
was like, oh, that's that
Sorry, Ben.
I think you're pretty close.
We
Yeah.
skipped the voting phase.
I do think that argument is true though, where like I think in a general sense,
Yeah.
totally Keanu was like a moment of E3. When
Yeah.
we look back on these E3, Keanu is what we'll remember. But and I'm not in your brains. I don't know. Maybe
Right.
this isn't accurate, but I do feel like us being Easy Allies, individual. These are our awards. It is not about the general thing. I do
Absolutely.
think
No,
like.
yeah.
It's just about
Sure.
I do think
I don't even know
that
the
my
general
that
case that
my
much.
my excitement for it and the surprise within Easy Allies, I would give it more to Fantasy Star Online 2, just because it's us. But
I mean, for me, the way I'm looking at this category, and maybe it's different from the rest of you, I'm just remembering back to how surprised I was in the moment.
Sure.
And that was Keanu followed
Oh,
by
yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
right,
And like just in my own reaction in the moment. And like that was what I was voting, like, well, we didn't get to vote, but like that's what I was thinking along the lines of, but like now, like emotionally, because of my love for you,
all right. Fourth crack.
This is like 6.
Yeah, you're right. It's like 6. Cyberpunk 2077 is like gonna, rightfully so. This is not a slight against Cyberpunk 2077. When Game of the Year comes around, all this stuff, we're gonna keep talking about it. This is probably the only thing Phantasy Star Online 2 has a reasonable shot of winning within this group of people. And the fact that we've gotten this close means we might as well just go all the way.
I'm not convinced, but man, that's the best argument you've made so far.
Like you guys are like, well, I don't know, I might feel a little bit weird about it. You're gonna be able to talk about Cyberpunk 2077 for
When
like
we
hours
talk
and
about
hours.
something that, like Breath of the Wild, I would put it both.
Think how happy you'll make them when we email the
Personally,
team.
Right,
and say it was,
right.
it
I would
was
be.
fantasy
I'm
stuff.
more
You're
excited
right.
for Mana.
Like
obviously.
3 of us will try Fantasy Star probably.
Yeah. Come on, we're never gonna get this close ever again.
It'll be like Yumi, Huber, and maybe Damiani, and that's about it.
I will also, however, make the argument that there is 14 minutes left in the stream.
What
and
if
it's time
we-
for me to
Really?
wrap
What?
up the show.
Hey, wait,
flying.
hey, wait. I propose a new category, last minute edition. Most astonishing.
Most.
And it
Most
goes, and
astonishing.
I would nominate Phantasy Star Online 2. I'm
Biggest-
not joking.
Biggest blind side.
Yeah.
Greatest dream realized.
Yeah.
Officially goes to.
We waited how long?
Phantasy Star Online 2. Yeah. Officially goes to.
Final Fantasy VIII remake.
Animal
won't
Crossing
let
getting a
us
title.
know. Blood's not typing that in. I guess Blood's not going to let that happen.
All right,
I tried,
best
Ben.
in, best in show.
Most crap.
Nominees are
Most
cracks.
cracks.
We had a category.
Most cracks given.
Best cracks.
No one will understand what the hell that
Most
means.
cracks given.
Oh, Blood writes that in.
Most cracks.
Most cracks goes to Fantasy
Fantasy
Star
Star
Online 2.
You did it.
No. No. If Fantasy Star Online 2 is going to win, it's going to win a real award. You delete
It is
that
a real
right now.
award.
You delete it.
Blood wrote it down.
No pity awards.
Should we just get like feel good moment?
Yeah.
That was
Well,
a
this
feel
has
good
to be
Feel
moment.
good moment.
We'll just have to make an end of year award called
Yeah.
Best Fantasy Star.
I honestly do think that Feel Good Moment is
you want to
good-
make a category? I have a
good
category. Biggest Easy Allies betrayal of this moment.
right now. Woo. So Keanu Reeves.
Best in show.
Whatever.
The nominees from Easy Allies for Best in Show E3 2019 are Final Fantasy VII Remake, Cyberpunk 2077, Luigi's Mansion 3, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Doom Eternal, and The Outer Worlds.
I'd slap Control on there too.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not sure
Slap
I read through Luigi's Mansion. I mean, it's a good game.
It's in all caps.
I wouldn't have put it.
I believe that was a Damiani.
Blood burying it.
Damiani, not only
I was
put it
expecting
down.
people to chime in or something.
Luigi's
Luigi.
Mansion
No, there it
3.
is on there.
Want to come out
So
back?
there you go.
Blood is
was
denominating
good.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
I not have to de-nominate
After
it, but
killing
it's
Ben's
like-
Dino.
Yeah. Blood is taking a shot into the face with a lot of things.
Can we get a
The two best things I personally saw at the show were on there. So I didn't feel like adding anything else.
I feel like 7 and
Seven and
Cyberpunk
Doom
to
are my
me.
top two.
I think we're kind of back to gameplay demo. Yeah, I think we kind of did a preliminary debate leading up to this. In that it seems Doom Eternal, Cyberpunk, and Final Fantasy VII Remake are.
So Doom Eternal was the best gameplay demo that I got my hands on. However, I would argue that this was Final Fantasy VII Remake's E3
Oh yeah.
as not just the demo that we got our hands on, but like top to bottom how they presented it.
But also considering how they presented it, you know, there was stuff, Brad, that you checked out that I didn't check out.
Mhm.
But based on what I saw, you know, just that game, just the trailer, you know, not even the gameplay demo, just that trailer. If you come at me and you're like, so you know that boss, we played a lot more elaborate thing. You know that scene, we played the scenes leading up to that. I like that when what they're showing in trailers, kind of teases what you can see behind closed doors, but you can still understand it. Where even like Cyberpunk, like that last part, you know, getting in the ice and going into that world is like, how do we begin to describe that? Like, I guess you can kind of imagine it if you've seen what else Cyberpunk has shown. But I'm so legitimately, non-ironically excited for Final Fantasy VII Remake now. It is so concretely on my list.
Yeah, for me, Remake showed better than Cyberpunk this year, both in demo and in trailer. So it's kind of a no-brainer for me. I didn't see the Doom demo, but everything I've seen of Doom looks super rad. But Final Fantasy VII Remake, no question.
Don, do you want us to put Mario Maker 2 on the list?
No, I
get it.
concur. I think Final Fantasy VII.
It was kind of
by a
strangely absent.
landslide.
By landslide. Any last beats to mention, Damiani,
Reactor
before we lock it in? Before
with fumes.
Blood highlights it without a vote?
I just hope that Mako Reactor booth finds a good home.
Yeah, you got.
Everyone should have a chance to enjoy that. So
Yeah.
Square Enix, bring it to other conventions, please.
That's the
because
vibe I
it's
get
so
with the
good.
Link's Awakening dioramas.
It's
That
in
like
Mako all the
it's like the old
That's meant to travel,
the old
yeah.
Star Fox puppets and the old like the Iwata puppet. Like I get a feeling they're still around. You know, like they're in they're in storage somewhere. And Nintendo cherishes that stuff. Or some of these sets, man, that they build, like where are those gonna go?
Put it in Max's house, dude. Maximilian would take that.
Yeah, dude.
He would legit probably take
Oh,
it
back-
and put it in
back-
his house, like on his roof, dude.
Like Marcelo on the
Look,
dome.
he's like, yes, thumbs up.
Converts his chimney to a Mako Reactor.
Oh,
I
Max is in
Yeah, he would.
Max is in-
Hell yeah, send it to him, Square.
Max, a bunch of boxes are gonna show up at your house.
Oh man, you gotta piece it. Yeah, you gotta piece it together and install 8 smoke machines in there. Not sure how you're gonna run that.
The fog juice alone run you out of house and home.
Well, my
Can
goodness.
you Amazon fog juice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Buying the
sweet.
land
I
now.
have.
Nice. Final Fantasy VII 7 remake. Easy Allies. Game of the show for E3 2019.
Yeah.
Wow.
Within time.
Yeah,
Within
right.
the 2
Wow,
hours.
I would have. Yeah, I
See,
would
they were
have.
just trying to hurry me along in those cracks.
I do double take, Brad.
You got 6!
Brad, I would do such a double take if I've just been walking into this room Saturday, showing up at EA Play to meet you on Saturday, and like a shrouded Jones comes out of a dark alley, and be like, "Game of the show's Final Fantasy VII remake." Be like, "What? Who said that? Where are you?
Who said that?
For real?" And here we are, a couple days later.
Yeah, that should feel
feels
good
really
moment
good.
for me.
Let's switch spots
I
because we have a
think-
billion
I
things
lean
to
a little
open.
more towards Cyberpunk, but it's like I got you all in that room.
They're
Like,
all-
you guys can judge for
They're
yourselves.
all
you know?
10s, Bloodworth.
Yeah.
They're all 10s, baby.
Let me announce that keyword for those
yeah.
tickets,
Keyword
so we can have
lockup.
that going on while we're opening presents. And I was gonna go with this one word, but you know what? I'm gonna give some kind of win to Ben Moore here tonight.
PSO.
PSO2 is your
Hell yeah.
key word.
Thank you.
PSO2. It's not 0, it's O. And you'll be entered in to win a pair of tickets to see A Whisper of the Heart, coming to theaters July 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, it was really hard.
And
Yeah.
I will
How many expansions are there?
I will do that roll for the winner in just a little bit.
No, I don't think there's that many.
Will we hop into that, dude?
Hey.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Content.
Another,
They made you into
another
it pretty
E3
well.
bonus. No one's sick so far.
Yeah!
Yay! Knock on wood.
There
Reptilian
definitely had
Kite.
moments where
Thank you for the
thought
gifted
I might
subs.
be getting sick, but it never went all the way.
Yeah, I was
That
worried.
nice.
I was nervous. Wash hands often.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
Wash
key,
those
man.
hands.
So should we supply the context for this
Type
package?
Yes.
it in one more time, chat.
Oh,
Type
should we
it
wait
in
for
one more time.
Damiani to finish?
Oh yeah. Look.
Sure.
No, you can go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted to say that.
Just kidding.
It, for some
Dino
reason-
Pulse, is that
there
it?
we
Thanks for
go.
the gifted subs too. Thank
Just-
you.
yeah.
Nice.
It didn't kick in when I hit enter,
Kick
but
it.
now it's kicked in, so we're good.
As you may or may not know, Uniqlo is a proud sponsor of the Easy Allies podcast for the month of June. We greatly appreciate it. And we were able to pick up a bunch of Uniqlo shirts. I'm not going to hang out all of these
Oh.
because...
Oh, that's
I
Huber's.
can't remember. Huber's got Bowser, probably,
Yeah,
right?
that's Huber.
Bowel.
That's me.
Nice.
I got Gundam.
Yeah,
Alright.
so basically the contact that set us all up basically asked what shirts we wanted, so we were able to pick out individual shirts each person, and then they ordered for us
Yeah.
and sent them in.
Street Fighter 5.
That might be Ben.
It might be Ben.
Oh, yeah?
Or
Street
was
Fighter?
yours the Monster Hunter?
Oh, sorry. Goddamn.
Yeah, I think I got a monster one.
Okay, 2 Street Fighter ones.
Oh, he actually said
But
that
hey, I'll
he
take-
threw
I'll
in a
take
couple
Bison
extras.
on a
Oh, you got
I'll
Bison?
take Bison on a
Cool,
shirt.
dude. Yoshi? Is that for you, Jones?
Yoshi?
Is that you?
That's probably Tom.
Is this one of the ones somebody picked out?
I don't
Might be done.
I don't know for sure.
If it's not,
Yeah, let's wait for Don.
I'm definitely taking that one.
How dare you, Jones?
Oh, Kyle got a Spider-Man or something, right?
Cool.
Yeah, he did.
Spider-Man.
I remember.
That's probably Kyle.
I think that's, yes, this
Yeah,
one's
it's Kyle's.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Psycho Crush.
Oh, I got this one.
That's yours, yeah.
Yeah, this one's mine.
It is a 6 shirt.
What is that?
It says Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Japanese.
In Japanese.
Not Kyle.
Yay.
Yeah, there's the Star Wars in the back.
Star Wars. Yes. I'm very happy about that.
Ben, I'll play Final Fantasy
Such
Star
a like
Online.
Hulk smash.
It would be an honor. It would be an
I don't
honor.
think I got one.
I know.
You didn't get one?
PSO2 finally
Did
came out
Tony-
in England.
Oh, come on now.
The 14 crossover.
Wow,
event.
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nice. We got Winnie the Pooh for the little one.
Oh, great.
7 weeks, everybody. 7 weeks.
7 weeks?
7 weeks away.
Oh,
Oh, there's Palico.
Yes.
Who's that?
That
Oh,
one's just mine, I believe.
that's Ben.
You got 2?
No.
Oh.
Well,
he just got one.
I just got one. I think the Bison one is an extra.
Oh,
And
okay.
I think this is a onesie, but I think it's like the Mickey ones. He's got the shorts, the red shorts.
That's too cute.
Oh my goodness. Junior's getting merch.
Junior.
I got
Are
a
we
peanut
calling
on
it?
my pocket.
Oh, Splatoon. That's Bloodworth. Yeah.
Nice.
That one's mine.
Very cool. What happened?
Nice.
Monster Hunter. It's got a bunch of the little icons,
Icons.
on it.
Little Boo shirt.
A Boo shirt?
Is that you? I don't know who that is.
Give that to Don.
Is that Don?
Up.
Did you get one, Don? You didn't want one?
There's a Yoshi one and a Boo one.
Yes, yes, this was
Oh,
Up
nice.
for grabs.
the pink roller.
Splatoon.
I like that shirt.
It's got all
Shirts.
the little icons
Hi.
on it.
You can sort those out after. We do have people that are not here. who
True.
Want to claim shirts.
I love Spot Balls.
Okay. Why was this open?
What? I don't know.
There was one. I was trying to remember. There was something I opened earlier. Yeah, because it was like from a PR company, and I was like, yeah, this is probably okay. We can open it on screen.
Oh, okay.
No checks.
Super Cane Magic Zero. SuperCaneMagic.com. Hello, Easy Allies. The internet has been destroyed. The moon is covered in chocolate. Worst of all, vegetables are rising up from the ground. Ready your sword and team up with friends. Explore
Don't
dungeons
always.
and rescue the wizards to save the world while wearing your wizard hat. Eat some Pop-Tarts while you learn new skills at Pop-Tarts Academy. Are you ready to save the world? And we got a Switch key for Super Cane Magic Zero. Thank you.
Yes.
We got...
The key that's printed out there ended up being bad, so they sent us a new one.
Oh!
Pop Tarts.
You got some Pop-Tarts from there.
This is why I wanted it open on screen.
Yeah.
I wish Kyle was here.
Too bad, Kyle. Vegetables always raise up from the ground.
And a wizard party hat, very similar to
Sweet.
Sorcerer Mickey.
Can I actually
And-
back into this?
Hey, we could use
Yes.
that on the stage month.
Pirate cutlass, a pirate's inflatable pirate sword.
Sweet.
Also, I got the Pop-Tarts for E3. Nobody jumped in.
Wait, there were Pop-Tarts?
Yeah,
Pop-Tarts in
man.
the kitchen,
they're out
baby.
there.
Didn't know.
I didn't see them.
They're in the kitchen.
I'll take one, babe.
I mean, hey,
Hey.
people don't eat Pop-Tarts.
I'll
More,
jump in now.
more Pop-Tarts for me.
Don't bloodworth me on
Yeah,
this.
Christian got a Pop Tart.
PTs?
Oh, sweet, more of these. Ba-ba-da-boo. Have a great E3, guys. Love and respect to y'all, Hannah Dodson. And these are the N64
Oh.
keychains.
Nice.
Oh, fun.
We got... There's a lot of them. We got RE1 and 2 for Huber.
Oh,
Oh no, we're moving on to PlayStation 1 discs.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness. Metal Gear Solid for Damiani, Diablo for Ian, Final Fantasy VII for Ben, Castlevania for Mama Blood.
Oh, Resident Evil 1 and 2 for me and Huber.
Yes. What is that?
I'll take one.
Is that?
this is Diablo.
This is
Okay,
Diablo.
there you go. There you go.
Donkey Kong.
Diablo if that's for Ian. There you go. Diablo 1.
Uncle.
Okay. Pokemon Snap. Nice.
It's so. Oh, nice.
Ooh.
It's
got
so
blood.
funny with their keychains because it's like
Madden Football, not 64. Oh yeah,
That's for
64.
Kyle.
it's like this is cool, but like I don't want to use it as a keychain because then I'll break it.
Yeah.
Ah.
I've broken many.
That 2's
keychains
Huber,
in my
1's
day.
mine.
Yeah.
You want to take RE1?
Yeah.
I broke one just last week. It was a flimsy one.
Final Fantasy VII as well.
That's for Ben, I think. Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Thank you.
Get it on there. Get it on there. Did it.
They said Castlevania was mine.
And Mario Kart 64.
I don't. Let's see. No, you're still
Sorry.
for
Castlevania
Damiani.
for Mama Blood. Yeah. So Symphony
yeah,
of the Night.
Actually, this too a fun thing.
This too, dude.
This
that's
too?
what it
It's
is.
funny because the back is like a vinyl record.
That's,
I would love to play
Yeah, just two is
Castlevania
good.
on
that's
record
post
player.
Midgar, right?
Yes.
What's the message?
Yeah.
You switched it as 2 right when you leave, right?
Nope.
What if this
Quite a
has
bit in the world before too.
the data
Oh,
for the
really?
next remake?
The Pop Tart?
And then we just get a message, just
This
insert this too.
Juno? Or
Maybe when you go
whatever?
back.
Switch or whatever, I forget. I don't remember.
Disc 1, we all know the moment
Yeah.
when you switch to Disc 2.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
All right.
Dude, oh, maybe you guys don't know. Just kidding.
I have a guess, but I don't.
Yeah. It's probably right.
Is it a sad moment? I think my guess is correct.
Okay, I got the receipt, but I don't have a note. And it is a looks like a BB-8 magnet.
BB-8. Wow.
Either a sticker or a magnet of BB-8. And I'm down with that. Possible clarification will come into who is to receive this. Otherwise, you and I would just fight over this. It'd be bloody.
I'm not
You know
gonna
what I
fight
mean?
you over that.
Is there a note inside the
There's a note inside. It's a receipt.
No,
So it
in,
does not say.
in the box.
Maybe it was
in
an
the
R2
bag
unit.
with the magnet.
I don't think so.
Flip it over.
Just gave it this little guy.
No, the actual plastic bag.
Oh.
I thought I saw easy
Oh.
printed out.
Oh no. Maybe that will be opened later.
Hold up a note if we actually end up in the package today.
All right. Hi, Jones. With a newborn on the way, let's attempt to max out your sleep time. This pillow spray will allow you to get to sleep fast while also not putting you... Pillow spray. While also not putting you so far out that you won't be unavailable when your baby needs you to wake. I swear by this product. It's all natural and not dangerous like sleep aid medications can be. I'm sure by now you have received 50 or more of these disposable baby shirts, but hey, here's another laundry may pile up quickly for you. Congratulations again, Mike Hook won.
That's
Mike,
that's
I've
Great classic.
I've never heard of pillows.
Shady.
Here it
I'm
is.
made very uneasy by this.
Here it is. Pillow spray.
Proven to work, it says.
Fall asleep faster naturally and wake up refreshed. Left just a pillow.
Sketch, dude.
Out. When you use at bedtime to help fall asleep more quickly and improve sleep quality. Expertly blended with essential oils of lavender, vetiver, and wild chamomile. Wake up looking and feeling refreshed.
They can't
can't-
promise
Well, if
that.
it'll make me look better.
I can't wait until this Slack message. We're like, oh man, wasn't John supposed to be here like an hour ago? He's like, sorry guys,
Sorry.
pillow spray.
Pillow spray.
I'm taking to just drinking that stuff now.
I get anaphylactic shock from it.
And of
Man.
course, yes, everyone's favorite birth announcement, Player 3 has entered the game. And then, yeah, this is a little bigger actually, so
Big boy shirt.
grow into it.
yeah,
Yeah.
he will grow into it and then out of it, and then I will give it to someone else.
Classic.
Because yeah, we have a lot of clothes coming from friends that they're like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
wore this for a month.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy it. I like it at this one.
It is indeed a boy.
Oh, indeed.
Yes.
Have you decided a name that you've announced?
Oh, not announced.
Ah, okay. Secret.
There are finalists for sure.
It's not Junior, right?
It is not Junior.
Yeah, you called him Junior before, and I was like, are we
Junior.
calling Indiana Jones on this?
Yeah.
Junior?
Junior?
I can't believe what you did.
Junior, let it go.
Dad.
Happens to me all the time. Yeah.
The new experience.
I suddenly remembered my shot.
Okay. To the Allies, love you guys as much as I love anime.
Okay.
That's a lot,
Yeah,
probably.
that's a lot. Be careful saying that.
Thank you for the entertainment and jolly vibes. Keep spreading the love and respect. The world needs more of it. In the box is a t-shirt for the biggest BBT fan I know, Kyle.
Well done.
A couple of random games for first 15 or streams. Lastly, a sick DBZ mug for a tournament prize.
Oh.
Love from L EJC17. EJC17 in chat.
DBZ?
My goodness. Oh, please. I gotta. Yes. Oh, my goodness.
He is so wearing it. Yes, you said that on the podcast.
Yes! Wait, I just want to put it on the stairs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For when he gets here later tonight,
No,
I just
no.
want Bazinga
No.
just on the stairs.
If you leave it in the open, he'll throw it away. We have to keep it safe and make him lose a bet.
Let
to
me-
wear it on camera.
Let me can I drape it over the chair in the stage, like his chair on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We just
I'll
have
do
to
that
protect
after
it.
this.
We have to protect it.
Okay, I'll put that by my shirt. Oh boy. Because he's always making Huberware shirts. You know,
Yeah.
for like a week or a
Yeah.
month
It's,
or
it's
something.
perfect in every way.
Oh boy.
It's time for Huber's Retribution.
Yes.
Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion?
Dude, you could be Johnny Bravo in it?
So yeah, this is Smash
versus
Brothers,
two?
but with
Wait.
Cartoon Network characters.
You haven't played that?
Is that a European symbol? Or is it?
Mysterious forces are at work when worlds collide and the
It
cast
does
of
look like
11 Cartoon Network shows battle one another in this all-star brawler. Plays 26 of your favorite Cartoon Network characters, including Ben 10, Johnny Bravo, Samurai Jack, the Powerpuff Girls, and Captain Planet, and battle it out against each other to defeat the evil forces.
He's
Captain
a-
Planet all the way.
Yeah.
He's a cartoon.
Oh man, Samurai
He's
Jack.
not an original
Just
Cartoon
give me a
Network
Samurai.
character.
Just
He
give me a
must have been
Samurai Jack
Hanna-Barbera.
fighting game.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
boy, I might just be taking this home today.
€4.
Green Lantern for PlayStation 3.
But why though?
They're European, though.
The
Do you have a
Lantern
version. I
PAL
wonder.
PS3?
you might not need one.
Ah.
Region free.
Recycling?
For what?
Yeah.
To
For
play
PS3.
Oh, this is having a prestigious place.
I think it's
in our
only Blu-ray
library.
and
Oh,
movies
region-free,
that are
region-free.
region locked.
Yeah.
Games, I think, are
Then
up
we're
to
cool.
publishers.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, as
they're
long
fine.
as you're playing in HD, I think you're okay.
Yeah.
Chad, hey, are PS3s region free?
Hey, chat.
Yeah,
Literally every person is like, they're region free.
Region free. Region free.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Just
It's
it's
been a few
awesome.
years, okay?
Kaioken?
It's a good mug, right? Are you pleased with that mug?
Yeah, I'm gonna win that mug.
Oh!
Oh,
Werewolves
Look
in
out.
London.
In our PSO2 tournament.
What would you even do in that?
Check out my gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Get to the level cap
Raid
first.
Check out my gear.
Welcome to Easy
somewhere.
Allies PSO2 Check Out My Gear Tournament. Let the fashion show begin.
Check out my 98-hour PSO2 tournament.
yeah,
None of the others showed up. I guess I win the mug.
No one turned on this.
You're just drinking out of the mug the whole time.
I guess I win the mug.
That'd be amazing.
Brandon.
Yeah.
happening?
You think this is it?
I don't know, but there's a tracking number on the screen if you want to compare to the.
Ah!
Ah.
This
Out
guy.
here tracking numbers.
It will be on the box, I think.
Do they put the tracking number on the box? That is a long
Package ID. Oh.
Tracked.
Uh-oh, we might have a winner.
924199909.
Yes, I think this is it. All right.
So this is the note.
To the Tabletop Escapades crew, thank you for all the many hours of entertainment that you have provided for us over the years. This comic, called Die, is a comic that can be best described as Jumanji meets D&D.
All right.
I'll let you explore the rest, but I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. I've included 6 copies, one for each of the crew, and an extra one for any other ally that wishes to read it as well. Thank you again to Easy Allies for always being a beacon of positivity in the gaming industry.
Sweet.
There's more.
Ben, Ben, the best DM because you're able to handle anything that the crew throws at you and weaving such interesting storylines and fantastic encounters. Well done for doing such a phenomenal job. Kyle, thank you for always creating the funniest characters. My favorite is Yogala because he reminds me so much of Ricewind from Discworld. That 1-minute casting of a spell will always be the highlight for me if Yogala. Your NPC characters make each encounter filled with hilarious moments. Huber, easy. Thank you for being an amazing force of positivity with your characters. You've collected an entourage of NPCs. You never fail to make any encounter fun. Brad, you always seem to steer the group, but when you went to the academy, that was my favorite moment. I loved how you didn't realize how much that trip would derail the storyline. Fun watching your reactions. Ian, Therese always saves the day. She's fantastic and able to hold her own ground. The main character in this comic that I sent reminded me a lot of you. You bring a level of fierceness to the table. From Haya, a.k.a. Hesperus84 in chat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Warlock.
let's dig in. One of these
Yeah,
might
Black
probably
Book
go into the
Academy
library
was
for
like-
anybody to
Black Book
use.
Academy was
Spun
so
everything
fun.
out.
Is it the bees again?
Is it the bees again?
Die. D-I-E. Episode, what is this? Book 1? Volume 1. Fantasy Heartbreaker.
Whoa.
Nice. Image Comics, nice.
Yeah.
Is it the
Very cool.
bees again? I gotta go rewatch that.
Oh,
episode.
get out of here.
Oh boy.
We should just do a Blackpot Academy spin-off
We totally could.
series.
It's just Harry Potter. but
where
worse.
everyone is just like
Yeah.
making stuff up the whole time.
No, potions class.
No DM.
Will bees return?
Yeah. The queen bee's
Will
back.
somebody play as a bee?
What are the bees called? What were they called? It was like the
I just kept thinking of Nicolas
Desolation.
Cage.
not the bees.
Yeah. Not the bees.
This will bring back your honey. Ah! Oh my god. We need to make a Blackpot Academy Fiasconauts playset.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I think that's where you could really just like go the most off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Aloha Allies. It's been a handful of months since I had a chance to watch any of your content, post a community showcase submission, or reach out in any other way. But with E3 right around the corner and some of the more hectic areas of my life finally starting to balance out, I think a care package and explanation is the best way to jump back in. I don't know if anybody remembers, but a bunch of months ago I mentioned I was undergoing some medical stuff, including a full-body bone scan that made me a bit radioactive for a day. Since then, I've gotten that prognosis finally to psoriatic arthritis, so most days I'm fighting skin problems, joint pain, and or digestive sensitivity. Having a bad fall last October didn't help either, which currently prevents me from using a controller, among other things, so no console gaming either. That really sucks. I'm in the process of trying out new medications, so that area should hopefully see an improvement in the near term. I've recently also been involved with starting up a business, so that's been taking up most of my time in the last few months, but more news on that also hopefully later on. Enclosed, please find a collection of snacks and sweets that should tide you over during E3. We will now eat them after. They included the usual classics like crisp, moist chocolate, candies, chocolate-covered coffee beans, chips, a rare, A-R-A-R-E, etc. Also, I threw in some Hurricane Mix, since the last bag of pre-mixed Hurricane I sent appeared to be light on the coating. Did we say that, or did he see that from the stream?
I don't
The
know.
last bag of pre-mixed Hurricane I sent appeared to be light on the coating. I hope the coating is good with the Hurricane this time. Now you can just throw it on your own buttered popcorn to make it as flavorful as you want. I love this stuff. Also, you are going to find a collection of Star Wars stuff with Galaxy's Edge opening up this year. Is anyone going soon? I went! Also, the return of Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 9, and The Mandalorian later on as well. I thought it might be a good time for another Star Wars competition. Last time you were listing species from the Star Wars universe. Oh my goodness, we have to do a thing. This time, let's make it a bit easier with proper place names, etc., planets, cities, and settlements. Even man-made objects the size of small moons or larger are fair game. I would really only exclude any other form of ship, including capital ships, even though they have the size to be classified as a place. Some other rules apply. Take turns naming off locations, 5-second turn limit, single elimination, canon or legend status is irrelevant. Oh my goodness. First place gets the Lego set, picked in honor of the Clone Wars returning. Second place gets the book, picked to give insight into Jedi Fallen Order. It might help understand the time period following Order 66 and how Padawans adjusted to being hunted and hiding their Force abilities. It's also a good forerunner to the Rebel series. Third place gets the Mystery Mini and Michael Huber. Since I believe that Solo is an underrated Star Wars movie and deserves some love. Hope you have fun with the game, enjoy all the munchies, and have an amazing E3. I can't wait to watch your coverage, and even if I might not be able to game for the immediate future, mahalo nui loa for everything you do. Love and respect, Samo Rosman, a.k.a. Namzor, in chat. P.S. A belated congrats on your 3rd anniversary, also E3 hype.
Mahalo.
And he would love to hear how Kawaii was. I believe I answered that in Cup of Jones, specifically from Namzor asked that on a Cup of Jones
I too like
episode.
Kawaii.
And we've got a lot of, oh yeah, I'm just going to be going straight into the strawberry.
Strawberry.
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Ohana means
Oh my goodness, we got a lot of tasty stuff.
Where's
Beautiful fun.
And Star Wars fans,
Star Wars?
take these out.
I love Hawaiian chocolate.
What's up? Yeah, so we got a solo, one of these solo character bobbleheads. I'm very curious who's in there.
A New Dawn.
Star Wars: A New Dawn.
A New Dawn?
Yeah. And
I can tell you, guys. That's me in the
what
Star
is
Wars
this, an A-Wing?
game.
Oh, Anakin's Jedi Starfighter.
Anakin,
Nice.
Yo.
Anakin and R2. He's got his lightsaber. Always down to build
Okay.
more Star Wars Legos.
No R2.
So yeah, I think this competition, because we have so many packages to open and we got other shows to shoot tonight, I think we will maybe do that at a later date.
like next week or something.
Hand out the
Oh,
winner
Oh man,
of
I
that.
had like several locked and loaded.
Nice. Dude, that's good.
They sent extras too. Once everyone's here, we can pick.
Oh my goodness.
Huber, do you like the winners of our whatever?
I like those 2 winners for sure. Best in
Nice.
show, Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah. Scroll up, blood.
I'm trying. It wasn't quick.
Nintendo, yep.
Yeah.
Gameplay demo, yep. Best booth. Oh, I didn't get to do it. I'm so bummed. Luigi's Mansion. Best original game, yeah.
That was our most contentious,
Yeah.
Yeah, Booth was.
or no, original game.
Original game, yeah.
And then yeah, Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy
You guys
7
nailed
got
it.
a lot of them.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's like half the awards.
Oh, we also all betrayed Ben.
What happened? What happened?
Well, what is it?
Fantasy Star Online 2. Final Fantasy, Final Star Fantasy. What is it?
Final Fantasy Fire Stars.
It's that game you're gonna play with me.
No, right.
Hello, fellow Final
Oh,
Fantasy
boy.
fans.
Kyle.
Oh, Final Fantasy
With
Star
tacos,
Online.
of course.
With tacos.
We also got pizza. It's probably cold by now, but we got pizza.
I don't want it. I Oh my! Which Uniqlo
Oh, you
shirt?
got
is
the
it?
shirt. You got the Spider-Man one.
Spider one, Spidey for
It's
sure.
somewhere
Yeah.
over
It's
there.
in there. Cool. Where'd my Monty honey go?
I love this opening to a letter. This is so great. Hey, allies. We needed to get rid of some junk that was lying around. The stickers for Huber.
Dude. That box.
That's what, yeah.
It's yours.
The stickers for Huber. Where did that sticker run off to? I just had it right there. Put it to the side.
Resident Evil 2.
Maybe there's
Remember that?
evidence. No, it was Final Fight. It was
Final Fight?
Hagar from Final Fight. Or Hagar, I don't know how to pronounce it. The CD is for Blood.
Oh.
The white box is a mug for Ben. Thanks for the great E3 coverage.
Ooh.
Or maybe it was just... Oh, yeah, it's just on here. There you go.
Nice.
Thanks for the great E3 coverage. Love and respect. Lynn and Drew. P.S. We would usually ask for a shout out to Yoko Taro, but since that's been done to death, can we get a shout out to both seasons of Amazon's live action The Tick? It's a genuinely optimistic superhero story for adults.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah, the tick.
I'd like to see that. I haven't.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Not renewed, sadly.
I only know the old tick.
Same tick though.
Hey, I'm the tick. What's going on?
This is really like kind of cool.
Kinda cool.
So it's a Monster Hunter mug with Nergigante right up front, but it's designed like, have you ever seen Asahi beer, like the front can of Asahi beer? It looks like that, like it's done in that style.
that's
That's cool, yeah.
Beer mug.
Beer mug.
That burrito
Really
smells
nice.
good.
It's chilled.
He got his keychain. Resident Evil 2.
Best in the biz.
Best in the biz.
It's Brad Ellis on the cover. I got one.
It does look like Bradley Ellis.
You got one? Nice.
Yeah, I
The
got
eyeball.
I got a
Probably
Castlevania.
won't show up super well.
I got Diablo.
Diablo 1.
Diablo 1.
I got
Nice.
the second disc of Final Fantasy VII.
Disc 2 specifically. That's awesome.
Was Game of the Year too easy this year?
It wasn't that easy, but it was pretty unanimous.
It was pretty quick.
Pretty close.
When we got to, we got around to it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Was
This package is very strange.
Nope.
Oh.
No. Did Jones get
No, it was
mad
bad.
at all?
No. Nobody
Not
got
bad.
mad about anything.
No one got mad.
Ben got mad.
Ben got
Ben
passionate.
didn't get
He wasn't
mad. He was just passionate.
Yeah,
Ben-
we got.
Couple cracks.
Ben's not mad, he's just disappointed.
I'm feeling good.
Okay, good.
I'm feeling good.
Good.
Huh.
Huh?
I don't know, folks. I have no note and like a dozen glass baubles.
Oh, really?
Oh,
They're
wait.
like little.
Who sent that?
Oh, I bet this is... Joetown, are you still in chat? Is this the thing you were talking to me about? Okay, yeah, hang on. I have a message about this.
That's
Wait a minute.
us. Yep.
Hang on, hang
Yeah,
on,
it's-
hang on,
it's
hang on,
Joetown.
hang on, hang on, hang on.
Hang on.
Hang on. Okay. This is from Joetown. Myself and some other allies sent over a little package for yourself and the Mysterious Monsters crew.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
We purchased it from Etsy and sent it straight to the P.O. Box so we couldn't put a note in it. We wanted to send you a note letting you know who pitched in for it. It's from Joetown17, Tim O'Keefe,
Oh.
Jason A. Sackle, Scott Reed, oh baby,
Dude.
Dante the Pyro, MC Desanic, Tir Juengi, N. Cartwright, Mark Jones, Candy Coated Thorns, Silent Consonant, and E2I Eric.
Oh
E2I
dear.
or E2L? E2I.
I want to see Ben
E2I.
Moore buying and chugging that potion down. I'm putting Red Bull in that.
I feel like we should not put liquids in them.
Whip up some Kool-Aid.
We should.
That they have to drink?
Absolutely.
No, not that they have to
You're not getting your health back unless you finish the bottle.
Chug, chug, chug.
It's like straight
But think about how cool that'll be with red liquid in it.
Well, of course, but it's like, oh
Wait,
man.
You never want to pop the cork out.
It's gonna break.
Yeah.
It's gonna stain the floor. Drink it.
Fool! That's like an E3 thing to bust out, the potion bottle.
Thank you so much.
Oh wow.
We will think of a good way to employ those as potions and mysterious monsters.
Well, I mean, you're using sandbags right now.
No, we're using
No,
the
the
balls,
little-
foam balls,
Foam balls.
Come on.
so they can be
Yeah.
thrown. Obviously, they're great. I just worry about the glass. These people are animals.
I think they're magnificent.
They're amazing. No, they're
Yeah.
beautiful.
But
And
you
we'll-
have to remember, there's people swinging axes.
We need to, yeah, glitter or sand or something just that won't ruin the floor if it gets spilled.
Glitter is worse than
Yeah, glitter
Glitter
sucks.
is probably the worst
You
thing.
can vacuum glitter.
You can't.
Actually, no, I saw that episode of Forensic Files where they found a killer because of a single piece of glitter.
Really?
Yeah, dude. And like the expert that they consulted,
The damn glitter.
He was like he stressed. He was like, I just want to be clear. I'm a fine particulates guy, not just a glitter guy. And I was like, okay, glitter guy, sure.
That's so
But yeah, thank you so much. Those are amazing.
I went to school for this.
Hey guys, please enjoy this cuddly Muppet bear.
Oh!
Congrats on the studio and the newest addition to your family, Brandon. Love and respect to all, Hannah Dodson.
Oh, I suppose.
I know you're thinking Muppet Bear. You think Muppet, you think Bear.
Fozzie?
No.
Waka
It's
Waka.
not Fozzie, no. And I don't
Oh,
know if
it's the bear in
the
the big
piano
blue
It's the
house.
bear in the big blue
Oh,
house.
wow.
Nice.
Look at this guy.
I'm from Disney Channel.
And I just think, yeah, the nose is a little rough. He's been around the block.
He's been around.
But actually, really crazy how this is, puppeted
Yeah.
because I think the guy's got like one hand in his head and the other hand around, and then like the third arm is animatronic or something. I'm not 100% sure how they do this
You
crazy
got
guy.
3 arms. This guy?
Jones,
You
I
got
always forget about your passion
There's your bear,
for,
bro.
For this stuff.
Yeah, I think
You
it's
know?
for your kid.
Yeah, I think it's for your kid, Jones.
Well, it
Nope.
says, "Hi guys, please enjoy this cuddly Muppet bear."
Put him on the couch.
Congrats on the
Yeah.
studio and the newest addition to your
Perfect.
family, Brandon. So I don't know if
we
I
have to hug the bear
Permanent
simultaneously,
guest.
all 9 of us.
Yes.
Permanent guest right there.
If I'm running out of things to entertain my child, I will take that bear home. I think I'll be okay.
That's a breaching contract.
I think it's amazing.
You're amazing.
The message on Slack. Brandon, where's the bear?
Brennan,
We
you're a bear for a
Buy
shoot.
so many gifts because we didn't have time to pick them up during
Yeah.
E3 or
Ding, ding,
before
ding, ding.
E3.
Backlog.
Can you hand me one of those potions? I didn't actually get to.
Feel it. Yeah, I want
I
to feel
wanna
the weight.
feel it.
If it's thick glass, oh, this thing's not breaking.
Oh yeah.
You're chugging that.
Oh baby.
Chugging that down.
What? Nobody's chugging.
really-
We do
I'm
have to
chugging.
come up- we have to
Really
come
good
up with
card.
something that won't like mold. You know.
I want Dawn to make like an actual health potion.
What color do you prefer?
Gotta be
I don't
red.
trust him with this color.
What do you mean? After
Don doesn't understand colors.
Master color mixer.
Wave Race is just green. It's supposed to be blue.
Show me a color swatch.
Might-
it was so good.
Show me a color swatch. I'll make a spitting image of it.
It might be more money
God, dude.
stuff than it's worth, but honey doesn't go bad.
I was
Honey
thinking
is
water
true.
and food
Honey.
coloring.
Well, as I'm saying, like if you could somehow make
Oh.
like the honey food colored.
I have friends whose dad makes.
Are
honey.
you a beekeeper?
I
No.
wouldn't be surprised.
If he
But
knows.
I have played
Who
where the
knows?
bees make honey.
Whoa.
That last one's not for us. Yeah, P.O. Box goofed on that last one.
Oh,
That's not our package.
Dude, Brandon
There's
Jones
definitely
opening other
smell.
people's mail.
Yeah, you saw it.
Bust
You're live.
them.
That's a felony.
Banned.
What kind of package was it?
We're getting banned.
A lovely gift for someone that I'm sure will enjoy when I bring that back
We'll
to the
have
P.O.
to
Box.
tape it back up and return it.
Yep. Which I will do.
Do you think we can play with it for a little while?
Kyle.
I don't think we want to play with that game.
Kyle, I don't know if I mentioned it when you came in, but the other shirts in there are just kind of grab bags for everybody.
Don doesn't get one yet.
Yeah, do we have any shirts for Kyle? Is there any
Huh?
shirts we want to give Kyle?
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah, I should go get this one, Kyle.
We got a shirt for you, buddy.
Someday, somebody's named
Yeah,
Kyle.
no.
Here,
Pretty good shirt for you.
Yeah, you gotta be. Come here, Kyle.
Sure, finish that burrito.
He's getting burrito and salsa off his fingers with his tongue.
Someday, Kyle, you're gonna lose a bet. And boy, do we have a shirt for you.
Oh yeah, someone gave us Pop-Tarts too, which is nice.
Oh yeah, Kyle. We got not only someone, a publisher.
A publisher
sent
gets
us
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts.
Who did? Who's jockeying for a Pop-Tart?
It's written down there.
Anybody want to go halvesies on a Pop-Tart right now?
No.
Oh, you mean
I already ate a
1-1?
whole one. I already ate a whole
It
two.
was
Two is a
Super
lot.
Cane
There
Magic.
you go.
Super Cane Magic. The Magic Cane.
Super Raising Cane's match.
Super Raging Canes.
I went to Raising Cane's for the first time like 2 weeks ago, and It was awesome. It was like better than I was expecting.
What did you think of the sauce?
The sauce was really good.
Did you ever, at any time, for a moment, wish you had additional sauces?
I did not. I was 100% content with the sauce.
You know what?
provided.
I think it's because he didn't have the option to have other sauces.
Did not want the option.
You don't know that.
Well, we'll try it. We'll try it.
Can we recap the winners?
Hey,
No,
Kyle.
We did that.
I'm sure somebody tuned in.
There's your shirt, dude.
It's really good.
It is specifically
Let's make
for
sure
you.
it's the size.
Sure it
What's the
was.
size? Is it?
Oh, he's wearing it
Oh,
regardless.
that's a medium.
I'm glad you have it. Like I
That's
would have
a
thrown
large.
it away. I would. That
No,
was
yeah,
so
I
bad.
was.
said that.
Jones was like, we need to drape it somewhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
Kyle will throw it away
I
the
would throw
second
that
he
away,
sees
yeah.
it. We need to protect it so
I
he
don't
can
play
lose a
around.
bet.
Well, who won, Kyle?
Okay, best trailer: Final Fantasy VII Remake. Okay.
Already bummed.
Alrighty, bud.
Oh, you weren't here.
That's okay. That's okay.
What would you have given it?
I
to?
might have given it to Cyberpunk, actually, now that you mention it.
Nah, you guys are wrong.
Best original game: Control.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like best non-sequel. I get it.
Best,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best booth: Nintendo. 3 years running.
They got good booths.
Yeah. Wait, didn't Damiani say Square Enix is the best?
We had a talk.
It was
We had
down
a
to
talk
three
about
votes.
Yeah, it was close.
All right.
It was really close. In fact, I thought Square Enix was going to win, but
Best gameplay demo: Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Blood's got an itchy highlight finger.
Is best in show not separate from playable?
No.
So
What?
you can
Best demo?
win best of show without being played.
Correct.
Got it.
Right,
Okay.
as long as
Oh.
there was somebody playing the game.
Best press conference, easy win for Nintendo. I hope that wasn't a long
Oh, no.
discussion.
No.
That was the quickest one.
Screaming match.
Biggest surprise, Keanu Reeves.
This was a long one.
Can't debate.
Ben,
Yeah,
Ben, crack 7.
I
Go.
tried.
Seven
I tried.
Kyle, what
I
do
did
you
what I
think
could.
number 2 was?
Final
Ben, I think I
I was
would've-
thinking it was Banjo Kazooie.
I wish you were here.
Not even
Banjo
close.
Kazooie did not even come up.
Fantasy Star.
It was
dude.
Fantasy Star.
Breath
One,
of
two.
the Wild and Phantasy Star were the only ones that were even really mentioned.
I think I would have said Keanu Reeves because I knew Fantasy Star was coming, Ben. We knew it. We knew it was coming. No surprise. No surprise. Not surprised. We knew it was coming.
You were supposed to be in his corner. He said if only Hubert was here, he would have the scale.
I knew it.
It's one thing to be betrayed once, but to be betrayed twice.
Same The only one on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer.
You were over here jockeying for like most predictable Fantasy Star Online 2.
Oh, of course. Saw it most
Match number
coming.
3 was obvious. It was always coming.
And then Final Fantasy 7 Best in Show.
Wow. Nice.
We gotta
We did it!
pick our
Three.
winner
Alright,
for
We got a winner
the
for the Studio Ghibli
Yeah.
tickets. For which movie again? What's
For
the-
Whisper of the Heart.
Whisper of the Heart.
Let's see
I
who
haven't
our
seen that.
lucky winner is.
What's the word they had to say?
PSO2. Winner is X XW
Outlaw.
F Outlaw.
Yeah.
You won those TX.
I'll message you in just a second to get your information to pass it along. And they are screaming, ah, awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Super nice.
All right. People are saying.
Sometimes I think people enter just to win a thing, and then sometimes I think somebody really wants those
Really
tickets.
wanted to go.
I think we got it. I think we nailed it this week.
That was the Easy Allies E3 2019 awards. Thank you to thanks for everybody for watching. Obviously, all of our subs and especially our mods for wrangling all of the madness. But thanks to all of the allies. I just want to say my own personal applause to all of the allies for shooting shows, for going out, checking stuff out, checking out all of those, all the Coliseum,
Got it.
dropping the extra factoids.
You're counting this as the official end of E3.
I think this. I mean, and we have a lot of stuff. We have our, the betting results specials gone up. I encourage you to check out the most recent episodes of Huber Syndrome and Easy Update. Those are really great.
Did the
3
interviews
more
all go up?
We have interviews going up that we shot at E3. So a couple other things, but this always definitely feels like a bit of closure for the press conference. Anything else that you're seeing is a repackaging of stuff that we have already shot. Where I believe this is the last time.
The interviews are not.
we shot those previously.
Oh, okay.
Or
But
capturing
we've
them now.
had a lot of repackagings. I don't
It's
This
not
is
a
true.
repackaging,
This is true.
but
Yes,
it's
yes.
just something that you haven't seen yet.
Yes. Meaning when we will no longer be doing any more live coverage of E3 2019. This is our live coverage wrapping up. But thanks everybody for running around and checking out all these appointments. It's always fun to hear different takes from different people who checked out different demos. And I just had an absolutely wonderful time. I hope E3 2019 is bigger and better in every way.
Trash.
Focusing more specifically on the bigger.
2020?
But 2020. What did I say?
E3 2020 starts
Right now.
right now.
But
Yeah, no.
of course, there's a lot of other fun events coming up. Speaking of fun events coming up,
Yep.
anything we're streaming? Any episodes of stuff coming out this week that people should be aware of? Not this week.
In like a month.
In like a month.
In like a month.
In like a month.
Yep.
It's gonna be dope.
What I want to we can go through streams, but next Tuesday is another big Tuesday because you
Oh,
will get to
God.
witness 8 5-minute monologues.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
say who won though, because people haven't maybe seen it yet.
Okay. We don't want
I'm contesting that.
You're
Oh,
contesting
what?
the winner.
No, he's
No, he's
I
contesting the state.
demand a trial by combat.
It wouldn't make a difference, Damian.
No,
All right,
location.
all right. Me
Just-
and Huber versus you. 2v1.
No,
let's do it.
just for the one question in particular, the one bet.
It makes no difference, though, money-wise.
You can get some
I
time
accept the
shaved off.
terms.
You're doing trial by combat with Damiani? Samurai Showdown?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Huber
so
and
you have to have
Damiani
trial
will
by combat.
battle each
now.
other in Samurai Showdown on
That-
top of that.
That'd be awesome.
And then, of course, we'll play Crash Team Racing, but it's going to be a big,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be a big stream.
8 5-minute monologues.
Yeah, 8 5-minute monologues.
I don't even know what that adds up to.
40.
40. It's crazy.
40?
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
It is.
5, 10.
Any other streams?
25.
I know I didn't stream Dreams this week. Sorry,
5, 40.
too much going on.
Oh.
Watching too many E3 trailers today.
I started Bloodstained today, so I'll be working on that review. I just got the code today.
I started it today too. Pretty good. Nice. We could stream.
Pretty
it.
good.
Yeah,
Pretty
good.
Friday, I will continue my progress of my Game Boy game. That is a stream every Friday night, 9 p.m. Pacific time, in which I am actually developing a Game Boy game that could run on Game Boy hardware.
Nice.
And we're going to start working on the zoo this week.
Oh.
There's a
Yeah.
zoo in it.
There's a zoo in it,
Kyle
baby.
builds a zoo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yesterday.
I already know too much.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
Yesterday, the most recent episode of Mysterious Monsters went up. Please watch it and share it and show everybody, because I love that show and I think that episode was bonkers. Mysterious Monsters, yeah.
Yeah, Achieve It Yourself is Thursday.
Oh.
Oh, thanks for reminding me, man.
What's Thursday?
Achieve it
Achieve It
yourself.
Oh yeah,
Is that the
back.
final one?
No,
Oh.
Oh, okay.
it is episode 4.
Oh.
Yeah, halfway through.
out of 6.
Yeah.
Streams are kind of up in the air for me because I'm also working on a review for Judgment. So yes, that will be coming. That's all I can say.
That. Yes.
Yeah, Blood Pact will be this week because I'll be out of town next week. So
Hell yeah.
Classic Blood.
Easy
Hell
Like
yeah.
Anime. Are you doing it tonight?
Yeah?
We're doing it.
Yeah. Okay, Huber said
Oh,
yes.
Huber's
We're doing
It'll
it.
be a
Ooh,
thing.
we're doing it.
I was worried about you,
It's gonna be
Huber.
late.
Yeah. Also, I'm hoping to stream Thursday either Dauntless or episode 2 of the Odyssey DLC.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
whatever you're
going to
feeling.
Hades.
Whatever you're feeling.
Going to hell with
Oh, yeah.
Cassandra.
And Saturday, I'm going to do a catch-up session for anyone who wants to get caught up for Shadowbringers.
Oh.
Since that's in 2 weeks. So I'm going to make a Patreon post with links to a bunch of information for people, leveling guides, all that good stuff to help you kind of, you need to crunch to get ready for that and get caught up and stuff.
Send me a
Crunch is
copy of
bad.
that.
Send Huber a copy of that. for
CC
sure.
me on that.
Yeah, we'll
Get
CC
caught up.
Huber on that.
Get caught up.
And we'll be doing a session on Saturday where any content you need to run to get caught up, I will help you out with that.
Oh, nice.
And we'll
That's
try
nice.
and maybe plan some more sessions in the coming week leading up to early access.
Is it against the rules to just let you play my character?
Technically, but I don't think anyone's going to care.
I would
Nice.
care.
Tell me how you played mine for a bit.
To get them caught up,
Yeah.
I don't think that, because
I
you
would
can
care.
buy a potion to skip.
Oh,
Then
They
buy the potion.
I just want to play a dancer for like half an hour.
Well, you can. Oh, you have to get that far to unlock Dancer. But yeah, we can get
pay
you
up.
Dancer. Yeah.
How many US dollars for that potion?
I don't know what the new ones are going to cost. The existing ones are like what, $25 each?
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't know
That's
if the new
actually
ones
less
are.
than
When you
Sweet.
think about subscription money, that's you're saving a lot.
Fair enough.
At the time.
15 bucks a
Dude,
month. That
my
thing's
goodness.
insane. Fair enough, dude.
Woo wee. And if you're just tuning in now and you missed that whole crazy wild E3 thing, lots of E3 coverage from us. Thanks to Bloodworth for packaging all of that stuff.
Bloodworth.
Clipping all of that out. Lots of desyncing fun issues to deal with. Transporting stuff from Twitch to YouTube. But you can check out our impressions. You can check out our reactions to all of the press conferences. Like we said, special episodes of stuff produced from the show, and also interviews that we did exclusively at the show will be, coming out very soon. I just shot an episode of Trailer Jones today. Will be coming out very soon this week, and there will be, of course, more stuff to talk about as we, check out more games as they're being released this summer. Talk about more stuff that we checked out at E3, and of course, we'll be back next Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time for another group stream with everybody. And if you want to learn out more about us, just Google Easy Allies. You go to youtube.com/EasyAllies or Easy Allies Plays. Check out our content. You go to EasyAllies.com to see our schedule in your time zone, or Patreon.com/EasyAllies if you would like to support us. All of our numbers went up. Everything was great. Our Twitch numbers are great. YouTube went up. And we got a bunch of new patrons supporting us. So fun place if you want to support us, but also a fun place just to learn more about us. Thanks for hanging out with us during all this crazy E3 madness. Hopefully more Easy Allies madness to come very shortly. Thanks for watching, everybody.